Here we go. So we're back with another episode of the podcast. The game's out. That's the headline news this week. The game is out. We've all played it for a bit. Last week we did kind of a preview, and now we're going to do our kind of reactions now that we've seen it. I am still a YouTuber, so like and subscribe. I've had a fun few days on the game, but let's intro the guests, see how they've been getting on. Are you guests or co-hosts? Co-hosts, right?
Co-host, come on. We don't need a repeat.
I like
Really?
guests because it irritates Josh personally.
Yeah. Co-host KillaJosh, you know what I mean? We don't need a repeat of that.
Josh, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm really enjoying the game. I'm still pretty high on it. A lot of people feel like it's still too early. I don't think it's too early. I feel like you can tell what kind of year it's gonna be just from like the first like your first impression. I feel like it's usually how you're gonna feel about the game throughout the year. But it just depends on what changes is also made. So but I'm pretty high on the game right now.
Let us know if you're in the chat or leave a comment below how you're feeling, what your first impressions on it all. Ludes.
I mean, I'm stuck somewhere in the middle where I'm not really sure if I like this game or I just like that it's not 2K23. That's just kind of where I'm at. I think the gameplay is fun, but there's some things that I don't particularly like. There's some things I like. I don't know. I'm somewhere in the middle. Honestly, I think it's just 2K23 syndrome as to why I'm so high on it right now, though.
I really like the fact that it's not 23. Like,
it's good stuff, dude. I enjoy
really
that.
like the fact that it's not 23.
It's a selling point.
Yeah,
they should use it in marketing. Truly.
Yeah. Jacob, what's good?
Yeah, actually, I think I'm probably closer to Ludes when it comes to my kind of first takes on the game than I am Josh, because there's a lot of stuff I like, a lot of stuff I don't like. And funnily enough, I think the stuff that I do like might not be the stuff other people like. And all the things that are getting complained about continuously on Twitter probably aren't the problems I have with the game. Unless you're in that crowd of people really upset about the walkback patch today, because that kind of threw me for a loop. So yeah, I'm super excited to talk about it. It's going to be a good podcast for sure. Launch game, a lot to talk about.
Yes, sir. Matt, how we doing, man?
Man, doing great, man. Hope everybody's doing well out there, man. In the comment section, I hope y'all doing well. First impressions is I'm not gonna lie, it's fun. It is definitely night and day, and the gameplay is vastly better than 23. And I don't know, due to that fact, that's why I like it. But I know this, I'm still, delving in, and I feel like I still need to play a little bit more just to see where I'm really at with it. No game is perfect. No game is perfect, but what the devs and what everybody has included in here so far is really good. I mean, it's a really good game, but there is some intricacies in here, and there's some minor details that I'm just not pleased with, and I'm sure we'll talk about that later on. But overall, it's a real good game, man.
What do you want to talk about? Let's talk about those intricacies.
Let's lay it out there now. Yeah. The player pack market. Let's get into it, man.
All right.
Let's get into it. We're starting out heavy. Okay.
The lack of the auction house, which I'm sure everybody is up in arms or they feel good about it. There's so many thoughts about it, and I know I have my personal feelings. It is, and really, you could look at it either side. For me, that gets it and that grinds, or for me, the other part of me that can pay for level 40 and pay for this and pay for that. Honestly, I'm in a conundrum. However, I do see both sides, and I'm leaning more towards the side of, man, I still miss the auction house. When I went in here and I was pulling 4 Emmys, and I'm not trying to flex, okay, in one box, that is a huge dub. These odds, they're on something. I ain't gonna lie, but I pulled 4 Emmys, y'all, and I went to trade them in, and I said, oh no, there's no auction house, so I can sell them, and I kind of got sad, yo.
How much are you selling for?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, that box was like $500K. I got a lot of MT off that.
Did you grade them before you sold them?
No, I did not, because I did not have the option. Since we don't have an auction house, we cannot go back to grade them or do anything with them. You know what I'm saying?
If they're duplicates, you can't. Yeah,
if they're
them.
Duplicates,
right.
Exactly. There's nothing you can do. You have to outright quick sell those. Right?
That's an L for sure.
Yeah, the exchange situation actually makes it. I think the exchange situation makes this a problem, whereas for me, otherwise, it's not. I'll be honest. That's where I'm
exactly. At. Yeah, I'm with you on that. If I would have graded them, I could have made considerable amount of MT. The point I'm trying to make is that there's some things, with the auction house that I do miss, but there's some things that I'm like, hey, I'm cool with. The point and the problem is going down to the money, into the taxes, into those details. And 60%, they're busting our heads. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be honest. I feel like if they tinker with that a bit, I'm not trying to tell them what to do, but let's face it. Some people cannot pay 140K MT for Ami. And there's a lot of people that can't pay 100K VC. You know, there's a lot of people who don't even have 100K VC. So that again, you know, is bringing a lot of hoopla within our community. You know, I'm gonna
give my take on this, and then
please do.
Let's run with this. Let's round this out.
Please do.
Everyone's gonna have different opinions on this, right?
Yeah,
so I'm at the opposite end of the spectrum to where you are. I don't think you're necessarily like taking a stance. I think you're just laying out the potential issues with it. But
right.
With me, I've done everything I want to do in the game, right? So first thing I wanted to do was get top 10 on the salary cap leaderboard, which is.
Did you get Larry Johnson though?
I haven't got Larry Johnson, and this is actually. I'm really glad you said that because I'm going to tell you why I haven't got him.
I haven't.
This guy, man. This guy.
He was waiting all podcasts to say that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to flex the one. Ruby
Oh wait, there's something I want to bring up later too that Jacob, that happened to Jacob today on stream. I think is actually hilarious.
All right. We'll come to it. Let me give you my thoughts. So I've done everything I want to do. I went 5-2 in salary cap. I got top 10 in the leaderboards. That was ticked off. I went 10-2 in TTO. Ticked off. Just got my feet wet in that mode, and I had fun with it. Then what you'll see at the end of this video, at the very end of this video, I'm hoping I can get the video out today. But if you click on the end screen video, it's my unlimited run, right? Which basically I had 4 games on unplayable lag, and somehow still, got it done. So watch the video because it's epic. But I was using Steph Curry, the Sapphire, who's like 11K, James Harden, the Emerald, who's like 5K. Just to be clear, on 5K, I made that back per unlimited game. So every unlimited game paid for my Harden again and again. So although the market it's dangerous long term, right? It could get to a point where we're not really in control of the market. Things could be priced at a crazy level. I don't feel like there's a card I can't access that I want. And I feel like if I keep earning MT at this rate, when I get to the card, when the cards come out that I do want, the Radiant T-Max of last year, I might have 1 million MT stored from just playing the game. Because I'm earning like 20K an hour just loading up. It's a lot of MT. So I don't see a problem. Right now, I don't feel gatekept from anything. I ran into people running full Amethyst squads. Okay, they were kind of dog shit at the game, but I ran them over with the Emeralds. Like, that's what happened.
Jazz, can I add on to what you're saying too? Like, to put into perspective what you're saying, like for someone like me, like I'm gonna personalize the experience for me. Making 5,000, MT a game and unlimited. Normally, if I complete the whole unlimited run, that's 100 games at least I'm playing. Yep. 5,000, that's 100 games. That's like 500,000 just from one season alone. Yep. From one season alone. So if you smart with your MT, and like I'm not saying go play 100 games of unlimited. If you personalize it for you, I feel like anyone can enjoy this, and you can play the game in a way where you can enjoy it and get the cards that you want. Like you said, like few seasons from now, if I hold on to my MT, there's going to be cards out there I'm going to have access to if I'm disciplined with the MT they're giving me now.
And you can wait. Like I said, for me, I haven't missed out on anything. I've done everything I want to do in the game. I've got my championship ring, I've got a bunch of points in salary cap. I'm on my way on TTO. Right. I've done everything I want to do. Like, I think this is a mindset that's been built in the community really in the last couple of years, that you have to have the best cards all the time. And you don't.
Yeah, you're right.
They're not even, in my opinion, they're not the best cards. They're in Amethyst I want.
I want to add, I will say this, and what you're saying is true, and I love that, because that's the way it should be, to grind. You know what I'm saying? However, everybody's not an S-tier TikToker like you, my man. I see you out here doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not running unlimited all the time. A lot of people don't got it like that. In their proverbial bag. But with that being said, that should be the wave, and I like what you guys are saying.
But Amethyst Jason Tatum is not going to help that person win a game, right?
It's
I actually like that Jason Tatum. But that's because I always like Tatum, though, so it's different. For
best Dammy to me. We don't know what Gasol's like, but everybody, it's all about what you have in here. It's the power of in your hands. You know what I'm saying? I think it was DBG that brought up the point that no matter who if you can get the best cards, if you're not using the third best card, right, then you're not going to be good at all anyway. And I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? It's all about going to freestyle, labbing, and actually getting into the game. I see a lot of content creators that and I'm not trying to call it a certain section of the community, which is the snipers. I've seen some snipers out here, which I knew some of them could play. There's some that just, snipe, and now they're out here really, really playing. And I love to see that. There's a lot of people are really engaged. I love the content. It really is encouraging to see, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not just putting it on them, but for those that used to work the auction house, now they're finding other ways, you know what I'm saying? You can't take the hustle out of a hustler. And I love that, you know what I'm saying? They're going to get it no matter what, I feel, you know what I'm saying? But there's others out there that are, kind of still, like, man, this is just too much. When it comes down to it, though, and this is the inevitable point I'm trying to make when it comes to the MT/VC situation, the Amis are just seems too high for a lot of people, and I am agreeing with that. However, if you do play organically, you can get up there. You really can. That's just the thing about it. Is it
too expensive?
No, it is.
I don't think so.
I don't think so at all. Let me put things in perspective a little bit. They're 140k MT for the highest tier card right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can make 140k MT in 20 games of salary cap.
Yeah.
That might sound like a lot, but we're talking about the highest tier card in the game.
Right,
Last year, the highest tier card in the game was Pink Diamond Curry Day 1, and that card was 500k. You were not making 500k playing the game, or definitely not off of 20 games of Unlimited.
There has never been a scenario where playing the game for 8 or 9 hours will get you the best card in the game.
Never, never, ever has that been a thing until now.
But my point is, everybody's not doing that, Jacob. That's the thing.
Some people playing offline, like domination. You can make that too.
But everybody, but everybody's not getting. Everybody don't have that type of lineup, Well,
then they gotta pay the 10k and go get Sapphire Steph. He's one of the best cards out right now.
He is, but here's what I'm saying though, and this is the problem. A lot of people, man, out here, they are really even struggling to shoot still. I get the DMs all the time. I can't shoot. I tell people to go in there, lab and freestyle. Here's where it comes down to it. When you see 40k MT and 100k VC, we all know that is a stark contrast in regards to what we used to see. It really is. Yes, I get what you guys are saying, and you guys are right. I'm with you. But when you see that scares people off. It really does, And on top of that, it is what it is. We used to levy that with an auction house, and now that we don't have an auction house, it's kind of like, man, what to do? How do I do it? The roadmap that you're saying is correct. It is right. If you get in there, if you play salary cap, like you're saying, Jacob, you're right. If you go Josh and you play domination, you can get that bread. You're right. But a lot of people don't know how to do that. That's the point I'm trying to make. But my question is, if people are struggling to shoot, they don't need these cards anyway, right? They still need to figure out the game. So they need to pick up cheap cards, go into freestyle, work it out. And if they're not paying salary cap or unlimited or domination, what do they need the cards for? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's where it comes down to it at the end of the day. But they want to play. Okay, that's the thing. They don't have nothing to do. A lot of them.
What's stopping them playing?
Here's the thing. A lot of them were let's be honest, menu warriors, and they were out there just doing other things. Now they're in the mode where they're kind of lost. They're on an island. That's what I hear.
It's going to be an adjustment period. It's just an adjustment period. It's a whole new.
It's only one day too.
Period. I don't think people realize how much MP you really make off this stuff. Yeah, I don't think people really have played it enough. I mean, I was fortunate enough to not have a job right now. I say fortunate. It's actually
fortunate,
man. Being unemployed has come in handy for all the past 2 days. The last 3 months it's been going on horrible. Great deal right now. I played it enough that I know, bro. Like, if you sit down and play a good session of 2K, which I guess probably for a lot of people 3 hours, right? Like if you get lucky with the vault and things like that, you can probably play for 3 hours and get one of the top tier cards right now. Ruby, for sure. You can play for 3 hours and get yourself a Ruby, Ron Artest, and there's not a card that can outclass that card right now. There's not. He's the best small forward in the game. You can get the best small forward in the game. I don't even like Ron Artest. I'm a Pistons fan. You can get the best small forward in the game for like 3 hours.
Just because he pieced you guys up.
That could have been my uncle, Lutz, for all you know.
First off, that guy deserved it.
He hit the wrong guy. He didn't hit the guy who threw
saying Jacob's uncle deserved that is crazy. Man. That's a wild thing to say.
I was more talking about the the guy who owned the auto shop that rolled up on the floor mainly, but that guy.
Well, how do you know he owned an auto shop? How do you know?
Because I watched the documentary.
I don't know,
so
man.
good. It's so good.
Documentary was pacer propaganda.
It was pacer propaganda, but I was for it, man.
It worked.
They were trying to right their wrongs. I don't know.
It did work. I was like, yo, I kind of like Steven Jackson now, but then I hear him talk again, and I'm like, never mind.
Yeah. Let's go back. Let's go back to the auction house.
Okay, so the thing about the auction house, right, is it's like an optics thing mostly. Like, I think what you guys are saying in support of it is correct, and what Matt is saying, negative, is correct as well. But it really comes down to like an optics thing, because you look and you're like, man, why am I paying 70,000 for a ruby? Like, if you've played this game for long enough, it's just that optic alone is going to turn you off. Like, I'm paying 16,000 right. for a sapphire.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. Those are the higher tiered cards in the game, but it's just like, dude, from somebody who's played the game for a long period of time, back when sapphire started out as like 2,000 MT, you're just kind of like, man, why am I paying this for this card? Yeah, you can make it in like, what, 2 hours maybe, you know?
Less than 2 hours.
Yeah, less than 2 hours. But at the same time, it's just like, it's mental. Like, you're just like, I don't want to pay almost 20,000 MT for a sapphire.
So but it's also,
it's also been a day though. Like, it hasn't even been long enough. Like, I know, like, looking at it, it's not true. You know, you're like, what the F? But then it's like, I feel like a week from now, people are going to realize how easy it is to really make MT. And I'm like, this is not bad. And I just also feel like it's also what, the amount of MT that's at our disposal compared to back then, it's way different. So I feel like it all balances out. Like, it's
how long until we get a glitch to Kimbe situation?
That's
like,
what.
How long can 2K hold off before they do this? Because they're gonna do it. It's just when.
Josh,
it might come
is right.
sooner than later.
Josh is right though. We've only played a day, and I didn't mean to cut you off, Jacob, man. But here's the thing. Josh, you're right about the day situation. I need to say this real quick. I'm really not trying to be negative or sound subversive. I'm just reporting the news. Okay. I'm just giving you what I hear, you know what I'm saying? And what I do see. I think what 2K,
the streets talk.
Hold on. Negative stuff. Like, it doesn't matter.
No. I feel like I hear it. I feel like people think I'm saying this out of hate. I'm saying this in love. Nah. I just want the game to be good. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, what I do say and what I have say, all opinions are my own, first and foremost. Secondly, I try not to come out subversive. I just want to make this abundantly clear to anybody listening to me. I want to see the game better. What the devs have done, what 2K's done, they are trying to make a better game, okay? And I'm not trying to veer off this, Jazz. They are trying to make a better game. They have made a better game. What Jacob, Josh, and what everybody said on here is true. However, there is just some small details, man, that is just kind of, it's kind of stark to me and to others. That's all I'm trying to say. That's it. Down the line, I don't know though. You made the point, like, is this good long term? I think that's the point.
We don't know. It could go either way. That's the thing. Like, Josh is right, you're right. We don't actually know yet. Right now, I'll be honest, for someone who's played maybe 3 or 4 hours of the game, I've got a ton of MT that I've made just from that time. I can buy any card in the game. I'm progressing really quickly. I'm using budget cards and getting ahead. Like, I don't have in terms of my actual experience in the game, I'm up compared to this time last year. I wasn't getting anywhere near that Steph Curry last year. I love how usable these budget cards are. Over time, it can go either way. That's the truth. Like, Matt, you're not wrong. I just want to talk about the whole negative positive thing really quickly. Like, can we just stop with this shit, please? Like, let people have their opinions. If someone's given an opinion, you don't need to label them and then join a camp and then go, right, now I'm team Matt or team Jazz. Like, we're just having a conversation. It's all good. Like,
no, definitely do that.
You're such a
spread division.
I think Luz is going to take over as king of the Gremlins this year. I think he's definitely
I've actually been more positive this year than I have in previous years.
You gradually got more positive. I actually think you were more positive in 23, which was a terrible game.
Yeah, dude. I have been more positive. I think it's more apathy than anything. Truly, like, I'm just like
Stockholm syndrome. Weren't we talking about that on the podcast last week?
Can I just bring something up? I noticed today. You know how every podcast, well, not every podcast, Jacob is always throwing strays at Carlo. Carlo dogged him today in TTO. It was the funniest thing. It was. He did. Like,
it was this time last year. I reckon it was this week last year when Jacob came on the podcast and said no one is worse at my team than Carlo.
Man,
I mean,
it was. It's a year to the day.
When I was prepping him for 250, he didn't beat me. I'll give it to him. He popped me in TTO. I was delayed, and he also has been sleeping in his gaming chair for the last 48 hours and has spent all waking time playing this game. So
I had a lot of excuses. I don't know, man.
This is all just true, I just want to say, when he was getting ready for 250, he wasn't touching me. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. That was peak Carlo in his mind. So he did beat me, though. He did beat me. I was a little delayed, but no excuses.
What were the lineups? Who was running who?
He has a lot of cards. He has like Ruby Alonzo Mourning from 100 games, a triple threat already. He has Ruby Bruce Brown from finishing salary cap. Oh, he hasn't left his gaming chair. He's the past 2 weeks he slept in his chair. on stream. Yes, you can go watch his VOD. He has been streaming for 24 hours and he didn't get out of his chair. At like 3 o'clock in the morning, he fell asleep like this. 6 o'clock, he's back up playing again. He did not leave his chair.
Man, do you have that pillow behind him?
What's that?
We get this
that little pillow.
That does not sound healthy at all. Like,
It looks painful.
No,
I don't
that
know.
sounds
His
like
neck
blood
looked like
clots.
it was about to pop out of place about 4 in the morning. So.
I'm enthusiastic about this game, but that's different. Isn't it? That's
Another level. Yeah.
You just don't have that dog in you. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
Real quick to circle back on the auction house or the player market. I mean, the one thing that I think is probably a problem. First of all, like I already told us about the prices. I don't think that's a problem. I think it's an optics thing. Like Lude said, people are uncomfortable paying that for an Ami or a diamond, or instead of a diamond, whatever. But the quick sell values probably should be higher. The quick sell values are pretty low.
Yeah.
If you buy a card, you do get burned pretty bad if you don't like them and sell them back. I do wish those were just increased. And people were talking about like a 10% tax. I don't think people understand if there was a 10% tax on buying cards and selling them back, people would start accumulating like millions and millions of MTs over the course of the season. So there does need to be like a drop off there because
Like a 30.
Yeah, I think that'd be more fair. A 10% tax, like you would just buy cards, sell them before they go down in price, and you would never lose a cent of MT, which then would make the MT entire economy grow, never shrink, which it needs to shrink eventually.
The one thing I would say to that, though, is the main reason that we would buy and sell cards quickly is gone now, right? Because it was all XP agendas, really, like grinding XP last year. You'd buy a card, do the XP, sell it back quite quickly. You don't need to do that this year because you get XP from just playing the game. So the scenario where you would pick up a card and then sell it quite quickly, I feel is probably going to be quite rare.
Yeah, the problem is if you buy one and don't like it, you can't sell it back. That's why I love on Madden. In Madden, when they drop new cards, they drop challenges along with those cards where you use the new promo cards in your own lineup. So when they drop a Michael Vick today, there's going to be a challenge where if you load into that, Michael Vick is your quarterback. So you get to use that new card for an offline challenge game and get a feel for him. Then you can be like, there's been times that I've used the free, I used the challenge for a Jerome Bettis. I used him for the challenge. I'm like, dude, he's sick. I'm going to go buy him. So I would love if they somehow let you like try the card and freestyle, play a challenge game with the new promo card. So that way you don't end up buying a card, use it for 2 games, realize you hate it, and then have to sell it back for a 60% tax.
Especially because no one knows the SIGs now. But,
Yeah, and the SIGs, it's a weird one. If we get on that topic later, I could probably add some insight because I've kind of deep dived the database last night. But
Julie's friend will be moving.
where Jazz, you failed me again, by the way.
What
the hell is that about?
There's no Greg Ostertag on launch day. Are you for real? Are you for real?
Do you know what? I thought that would be
all
as
the
well.
positivity that I've spewed on this platform, you're not gonna hook me up, 2K. Oh, disrespectful. And Ronnie
if you
doesn't
keep
smell like
calling me
cologne.
out, I'm gonna make sure we don't get a single Ostag all year. I will do it.
That's messed up. That's messed up, man. That's rude. Why would you do that?
No, Jazz, I support that 100%. I think you should.
I hope you never get another
Should we
Knicks
take a
player
vote
this
on
whole
whether
year.
I should?
Well, I'm already winning, man. I got a lock-in Knicks player, and the Knicks player is the unlimited reward. I'm already winning, man. There's really nothing.
You're a Knicks fan. You're never winning.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're never winning again as long as your point guard can't sit down and stand up. So
he can sit down and stand up. That's the only thing he can do. He was flexing on you specifically.
Right.
I'm going to round out the auction house stuff. Tell me if there's anything I'm about to say that any of you don't agree with, right? So there is a bit of wait and see about this, right? And I think the thing that's making this, like, it's the thing that makes this hard to reach a conclusion on is we don't know what 2K are going to do down the line, right? And like Jacob said, we can grind a ton of MT in the game now. People could end up sitting on 2, 3, 4 million MT. Will that force 2K to then make Dark Matters 2 million MT because they're going to offset it? Because ultimately, this is the dangerous thing about this. Right now, it's not a problem for me. Long term, I feel like however much we're earning or, how much people are buying or whatever that 1 MT is worth is just going to turn into kind of manipulated into the pricing of cards in the market.
I want to disagree respectfully on one thing. Okay, I feel like that this actually could be an opportunity for 2K because there has been underlying trust issues between the community and 2K, and this could be an opportunity for them to be like, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the community right long term and actually inject better pricing for those pink diamonds, galaxy opals, and dark matters. What you're saying is right, Jazz. But this also could be an opportunity for 2K to step in and hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and make it right the pricing right and the price points right for the community, so there won't be all that mess that happened last year. I think this could be a real opportunity. You know,
I agree. I mean, look, there is also additional income, right? There's two things we should talk about here that we haven't spoken about on the podcast, right? First of all, Battle Pass brings in new income, which puts less pressure on them to sell packs. Secondly, all the MT site money is now going to 2K, right? So they're up that way as well. There's another source of revenue. So there's two new sources of revenue that weren't there last year that are coming into 2K, which, as Matt said, hopefully results in a more positive outcome for all of us. If they take what they're getting, the additional income they have, and basically reinvest it in us,
right,
then we'll all be up. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
I mean, it is dangerous though.
It is
very dangerous.
They're the distributors. They're the plugs. Sorry, Jacob, go ahead.
Yeah, I just think it's very dangerous, and I just think right now it's such a shift in everything that people don't really know where to draw their conclusions. And the more I've thought about it, the more I don't like it. And I still think it's all going to come down to how good reward cards are. Because you go back last year, year before that, I bought MT, but I still ended up using half reward cards in my lineup most of the time because good reward cards are perfect. You don't pay a cent for them. You get them just for playing or whatever, agendas, whatever it might be. And if you can fill out your lineup with good reward cards that can compete with the so-called pay-to-win cards, that's what No Money Spent's all about to me. No Money Spent to me isn't about the small group of No Money Spent guys who are able to game the auction house and make 10 million MT and buy all the best cards. No Money Spent, in my eyes, has been about grinding for the Paul Silas's, the Kazi Vessels, the Bob Netalickis, you know, all these great Glenn Rice, James Worthy, all these like 12-0 TTO rewards, those level 40s.
Julius Randle. Right.
No.
Playing 2000.
No.
Honestly, now, if you can go get Julius Randle, boom, your power forward sorted. You don't need no Amethyst Tatum because you got Ruby Julius Randle, who's probably almost as good, right?
You said that with no confidence.
Well, he wouldn't know. He's not top 15 on the leaderboard, so he wouldn't know.
We know that's not going to last.
Unlimited?
Yeah,
he is.
What's your record?
I think I know I lost 11 games. I think I'm 19-11.
He led with
19-11.
I don't know how many wins. Yeah, it's 19-11.
I think one thing they do need to do though is with this deal of the day thing. Can we just stop doing strictly rubies? Can we put some like sapphires up there? That would be great. That would be fun. Like,
sapphires for like 1,000 MT, pretty much.
Just like whatever, just like something that's not a ruby, because like I can't really take advantage of the deal of the day on a card that's like 50,000 MT right now, and I don't want to. So like, just put it up like a sapphire for like 7K. Like, let me go get, I don't know, Wesley Matthews for like 7,000 MT or something. Like, just do that. Please do that.
Yeah. Aren't they like how much are the sapphires? Aren't they like what 13K?
11 and a half for the current series ones.
Yeah, 16 I think for the promo ones. Yeah.
By the way, if you are looking at if you're looking to buy cards and you just want to get into unlimited, buy the cards I bought. Like I bought Steph, I bought Harden, I bought Wemby. I think that's a total of like 20K maybe.
Yeah, you won't get any stops, but yeah, you'll score the ball. You won't get no stops.
Speaking about all this, maybe there might be a lot of people out there who are still getting their team sorted. Maybe we should all share like our favorite card we use, maybe give people some recommendations.
Yeah, I like that.
I know you're going to say Julius Randle, so just
no, I'm not. No. It's actually Tatum.
Tell us who you used to get Julius Randle.
No. It's actually Tatum and Brunson. Those two actually carried me. Tatum, Brunson, and Joe Dumars as a late.
I love this. I love Desmond the diversity of what we're talking about. By the way, I absolutely love this. Like the difference.
Desmond Bain is you know what I'm saying? Honorable mention. But yeah, those guys.
I love how you just named like a bunch of cards your average person that would take this advice could not get.
Were you using Sapphire Tatum or Ambi Tatum?
Oh, I'm using Ambi Tatum. Like
Ambi Tatum.
Yeah. I locked in the first one. But not Desmond Bain, you could get 50 cards. You can get 50 cards easy.
Did you just send all your pre-order stuff and get Tatum? Is that what you did?
No, I actually bought VC and I got Tatum. I locked in for Tatum. Because I knew that's the one card I would want. I didn't want Damian Lillard. I knew I was going to go get Brunson once I seen he was a lock-in. So I was like, you just...
Yeah. Well, Brunson's pretty budget, right? What's Brunson, 11K?
I'm not sure. No, it's actually the Ruby, like the lock-in, the Series 1. I'm not sure how much that was altogether, but it wasn't
like
that bad.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I locked in a couple things, yeah.
I'm going to tell everyone right now, Emerald Harden is unbelievable.
He's my starting shooting guard, too.
Unbelievable.
Really good for salary cap, too.
And
Yeah,
Emerald
he's just
Kyrie
him,
too.
bro. He's just him.
Emerald
Honestly.
Kyrie has some really good sigs. I
I've
use
had
him
at
in the
least-
salary cap.
I've had at least 2 or 3 games where he's been the top scorer on my team, and I've got Ruby, Kobe, Sapphire, Steph. Harden is just his movement, his pro play movement is just unguardable at times. Genuinely, like I could feel my opponents getting frustrated, like having to guard him.
Jazz, let me ask you about Kobe. Like, so what's the difference between the Sapphire and the Ruby one?
Plus
I don't
5
really know.
speed. Plus
There you go.
5 speed. I know.
Okay.
75 speed on the Sapphire, 80
I
on
know
the
the-
Ruby.
the three is the
balls
same.
Three's
Okay.
the same. A couple more badges, but you can definitely use the Sapphire. Cards that I've
Okay.
liked, I think that Sapphire Steph for 11K is really good for offline grinding. You can shoot some bombs with him and offline.
Best
pretty
deal in the
easy.
game.
Yeah,
Kyrie
11
too. If you want that level 40, the Emerald Kyrie is really good for the salary cap.
Yeah,
Really good.
yeah,
Obviously,
he
I'm
is.
okay.
I've played him, and he was kind of looking like the diamond. And
Yeah.
then also the card I just got off the Ascension board, Tim Hardaway. I
Oh.
thought he'd be super mid because undersized, whatever. But it's early enough you can get away with that. He is nice. This is the
I'm gonna try
fastest
him.
shot I've used all year. That if you get that Tim Hardaway off the Ascension board, do not go in with the mindset of he's too short to play or something like that. Try him out. He's got really good movement and shoots fast. He's good. So if you
Can we
manage to
talk
get him-
about that too, real quick? Like the whole undersized. Because one complaint I always had is like not being able to use early guards and then like absolutely killing them. I know it's only the first few days, but I really love like using undersized guards like the Brunsons, the Joe Dumars, and like you're saying, Tim Hardaway. And like when you actually go to the rim, if you time your layup and you got the right badges, you're not gonna just easily get blocked. So I actually do love that whole aspect of this game, So definitely get you an undersized guard that can score the ball. You're gonna have some fun with them.
The cards that I love to rock with right now, man, is Gold Wesley Person.
Is he that
That's
guy?
my man.
Exists?
That's my guy, man.
Wesley Person has a gold card. Hold on.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw it on the
79
blog.
overall, man. He go look at him right now, man. Let me tell you something. He jugs out there, and he's
He jugs?
inexpensive too. He jugs out there. He's nice. I love
What
threes,
does
and he's
that
great
mean?
in threes, man.
I feel like I have an idea, but I wouldn't know how to explain it to someone else.
I actually I
Here-
completely
here.
forgot that card existed.
Yeah,
I didn't know this card existed. I loved Wesley Person last year.
him.
Oh, look
Yeah,
at them
yeah, the
hot
Ammy-
zones.
Yeah,
Look at the hot
yeah.
zones for the gold.
We might have to
That's
cook
good.
him.
Him.
Everyone watching this right now just want to go. How much is he?
Like
They're like
I
this.
forget, like maybe 2-3K MT, maybe
Yeah,
maybe
done.
less. You know what I'm saying? Also, let me put y'all on. Sapphire Wesley Matthews is a dog.
I've heard that too.
If you do not have him, go into that legendary path, grab him up. He's a Sapphire. He is worth it. He's worth it. And one more who I don't have. I have not had the privilege of playing with him, but I have played against him. Is this guy right here, Goldilocks himself, Jack Sigma. That
Yeah.
dude, man, he pops every time I go
He's-
against him. He's a problem, isn't he?
Mhm.
He
He doesn't hold the
shoots
candle to Giannis though.
Man, he shoots the ball so crazy
Yeah, he
well.
shoots
But
the ball.
I was raging yesterday. So I was playing unlimited, and I was wagging, frustrated, and my Jack Sigma is getting blown by every play.
Mhm.
2K Fitness in chat going, that's the best center in the game. Jack Sigma's my dog. I'm like,
Man.
dude, just save it. I don't want to hear it. He sucks for me.
Fit,
I
yo,
just-
Fit
I
popped
do-
me yesterday.
I do really bad with slow centers, so I'm running Ruby Giannis at center now. Like I do really bad. My defense with slow centers like Sigma, or I know people are like in Wemby and KP. I can't use those slow centers. I just
Well,
can't.
I made the highest IQ, but I picked up Nate Thurman in the starter pack. So I was like, I'm going to take this. I said it
Like
before.
him.
Bro,
Inside
he's a
centers.
dog. Like,
Yeah.
Inside centers, man.
jeez.
He be snagging everything.
What's his speed? It's probably pretty good, isn't it?
I don't
I know-
know, but he moves, bro. Inside.
I know
he just
Giannis
moves.
is 7 foot
67.
now.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, for right now for a big.
Like people put Wemby on him, you know what I mean? Most people I play, they're just running Wemby, and it's like in transition. it's
about
it's a foot race.
The
and it's not a close
maniacal
one.
cackle.
Did y'all know
Right.
that Giannis is 7 foot now? Like, because I know previous years they start the year he's listed at 6'11". He's actually starts the year at 7 foot. Did you guys notice that?
I mean, he'll fluctuate all year because they do that.
I just
No, but he
want
never
them to
starts at
stop
7
that
foot.
so
True.
bad.
But
man.
he
I
never
hate
starts
seeing
out at
cards with
6'11".
different heights. It's like my pet peeve.
Is
They do
Cade
it with
6'6"
Cade.
this year?
He's 6'7", which he should be.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
He's-
Cade is 6'7", yeah.
he's like last year he was 6'6" for his first cards and 6'8" for his last cards. He's neither of those heights on paper. He is 6'7". Anywhere you look since he's been in the NBA, he's listed at 6'7". all of his cards last year were either 6'6" or 6'8". It drives me up a wall.
I just feel
hate
like
the height
someone at
manipulation.
2K has a some type of grievance with the Pistons because they're always doing you guys dirty for no reason, and I do find it hilarious. Like, why is Tayshaun Prince still not in the game?
Or Rasheed Wallace
or Mehmet Okur,
Dude.
who I've been asking for like 8 years for some reason. You're telling me the rights to the Turkish assassin are going to cost too much? You can't put him in the game. Okay, I know he'd probably do it for like $2. Just let him in.
Turkish.
That's former NBA All-Star Memo Okur, man.
Yeah, no, he was a monster on those Jazz teams. Those Jazz teams,
Yeah.
I hate the Jazz with like a burning passion for
Did you
reasons
say
I'm
you
not gonna
hate
get
Jazz?
into.
Why is Jazz
He
catching
just
this?
said,
I hate the Utah
with a
Jazz
burning
for
passion.
sure, and I'm not going to
He
get
said
into
I hate
why.
Jazz with a burning passion. Like, why would he say that? That's crazy. It's a crazy thing
But
to say.
like, I love those random mid to late 2000s Jazz teams with like Darren Williams. Shout out to Illinois legend Darren Williams, and like Mehmet Okur and AK, and I forgot who else was on the team. Honestly,
Carlos Boozer.
Oh yeah, no, we don't talk about Carlos Boozer. As Bulls fans, we pretend he doesn't exist.
You guys
Straight
all
up.
seen the picture of Carlos Boozer with the painted on hairline, right?
The Beijing.
Yeah.
Beijing.
Beijing. Hey, my uncle got that, man. He got that. Yeah.
He's got the painted on hairline, dude. No.
Yeah, man.
See, I've decided that if my hairline ever goes, I'm just gonna get like a bald eagle tattooed on the top of my head. That's just how I'm gonna go with it. Thankfully, my people have luscious hair, so we're out here. But it's all good. I personally have not had the success that everyone else is having with their lineups. That's kind of the issue. My lineup is straight trash. I hate it so much.
It ain't that bad though. You got a good line. You got. See, I cut hair. You got a nice.
I'm talking about my MyTeam lineup. I have.
Oh,
great
hell
hair.
no.
Okay. That's my
man, I thought
one.
we were talking about, hey,
This is my one redeeming quality right now. Is my hairline.
I promise
dude.
I was paying attention.
But my team lineup is just not great. I mean, I'm hearing all this. Like, probably my favorite card in the game right now is Al Harrington. That's not good. We don't want.
He got a
that.
mellow jump shot. He got the mellow jump shot. Yeah.
I mean,
Knicks
it's
plays
like-
jump shot.
Yeah, I've been cooked by him a couple of times.
One of
It's
my
good.
favorite emeralds, yeah.
for sure. But like, I just look at my team and I'm like, man, I have like 20,000 MT total right now. Cause honestly, I've been lazy. I haven't really been playing the game because I've been busy watching Top Boy, which I'm not going to get into my disdain for Netflix right now, but I had to pay for it for the first time. And I want to go like redacted their office, but I've been busy doing that. So I haven't like played the game online at all. So I'm just going to remove myself from any online conversations because I've done nothing but play offline since this game dropped.
What offline have you been playing?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, first day I was on New Zealand servers. I was not about to go try to play online on New Zealand servers. Yesterday I just like didn't feel like it. I was like, you know what, man? I'm in a place where I'm not about to punch a hole through my monitor like I typically am when I'm playing 2K. So we're gonna stay there and we're gonna play offline.
It's interesting you bring that up because I made a change this year. Like I mentioned it in the video yesterday. Like it usually takes me like a month to get like half decent at the game. And usually because I kind of lacked the confidence early on just to go online and just play. This year I came into it with like that mentality as I'm just gonna go online. I played one game of TT offline and have been online since. And it's helped me actually pick up the game way, way quicker. I actually think I'm going to struggle more offline than online right now.
Yeah, the CPU is demonic.
I have been the clutch time offline. I did the 50 wins of clutch time offline over the past 2 days for Wally Zerbiak. Once they put that on Superstar, it's really, really difficult, especially because there's like no like CPU buster move out yet. Last year you could just backwards escape, shoot over the CPU, or step back, shoot over the CPU. Yeah, that ain't happening this year. So you actually got to like look at your screen when you're playing offline.
I mean, during playtest and community day, like when I was playing offline then, I felt like it was really easy just to set a screen, take a step, and be wide open. I feel like the AI just couldn't kind of adapt to like fundamental basketball a lot of the time. I don't know. I think that's what I'm going to try and do. I mean, when I was doing the Mamba moments, that's literally what I did. I dropped like 70 with Kobe, just doing that one move again, set a screen with Shaq.
Why not 81?
Step to the side.
Why couldn't you get 81 with Kobe?
Because it wasn't the requirements.
Skill issue. 71 wasn't a requirement either.
The the CPU is comp. It seems like, man, there's like he's like Jake, because there's no real move, there's no snatchback, there's no nothing, man, that we can really do except for maybe screen and whatnot. I mean, I got a good team, and I ain't gonna lie, if I go into domination with the all-time dom to go for Paul, man, I know it's gonna be a slight sweaty. It really will be. So yeah.
I did see some messages on Twitter yesterday, or X, or whatever it's called now, saying that people like the CPU doesn't miss on all time.
No, they don't, and I've actually received like a lot of people who are like, hey, like, do you know how I can possibly win against the CPU by 15 with my budget squad? And I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah, actually, Kevin Cruz, there you go. He's gonna show you all the stuff to break down the CPU.
I mean, for sure, but at the same time, like, winning by 15 when you're rocking like straight emeralds is difficult unless you're like somebody who lives on the game. Like, realistically, I feel like 2K has always kind of had an issue, and I'm not sure if they use this as a way to drive pack sales or what, with like difficulty early on. So I don't know, maybe scale it back a little bit, at least on the first domination. I mean, you want to keep it high tier on the whatever domination. What is it, like all time? Yeah, fine, whatever. But like on the current domination, dude, just scale it back a little bit. Domination at the end of the day is not a mode for like sweat lords. It's a mode for just like people to play the game when they first get into it. So why are we trying to win by 15 against superstar difficulty? Like, just put it on pro, dude. Who cares? No one cares. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be people on Twitter who cry about it because they cry about everything, but just put it on pro. Who cares? No one cares.
You're right, man.
I haven't done a domination since 21, maybe.
Yeah, because they're not for you.
Jameson domination.
Yeah.
The Antoine Jameson domination was probably the last one that I did.
What year was that?
And domination is not for any of us on this call.
Mel Daniels was mine.
Yo, Jazz, you remember last year when I grinded domination to get Julius Randle for a video, and then he dropped a moments card like 2 days after.
I do remember.
Alex Opal. Oh my gosh, I'm still sick about the sleep I lost.
Played like that, yeah. I was to get a card for it to be updated in a day.
I was sick, man. I was sick.
Yo, Ludes, man, you bring up a great point about Dom, though. You know, if they did lower the difficulty on it, it would give more incentives to players to play, and also that MT though. That MT, you know, there's some rewards in Dom for real. There's some crazy rewards out there.
Really? But what's in there? I haven't even bothered.
How much MT you get for one Dom win?
For one Dom,
you get like 5,000.
Yeah, 5,000 or so. So if you actually do Dom along with all the other rewards you get, there's like an agenda for doing it. You get a bunch of stuff. I bet you'd make out with 250K probably if you do Dom. De'Aaron Fox looks pretty good. Powell looks decent. I definitely wouldn't recommend anyone to do it, especially because if you're the type of guy who has it in you to do domination, play 60 games. If you're a guy who's willing to play 60 games, spend that time going for Brandon Roy, because I think Brandon Roy is going to be so far clear of whatever you're going to get from Dom.
Agreed, and that's just kind of my point. It's just like, why are we putting it on superstar difficulty win by 15? Like this, the people who would be able to thrive and be able to finish that, the game mode is not for them, and they're probably never going to touch it, right? Yeah. There's maybe like 1% of the player base that'll try to do it at the very beginning and then never touch it again. The only people who ever consistently play Dom that I hear from are people who are like, yo, I just got the game, so I loaded up Dom, and it's like really hard. And I'm like, why is this not on pro difficulty? Like, why are we doing this? Why are we punishing?
I think plays Dom? I think it's the people who played 2K back in like 2K18, 17, and haven't played in like 6 years, and they come back and they're like, oh, domination, I remember this mode. This is still relevant, right?
Like, and then they get off immediately because they're like, okay, I can't do this. Like, this is too hard. And then they stop playing the game entirely, man. Just change the difficulty to pro. Really.
Change the times too, man. 3 minutes, please.
Yeah, 5 minutes is too damn long, bro. Especially,
thank you.
Like, that's abusive, man. I ain't gonna lie. That's to
be honest, I'm more I'm more partial to them changing the difficulty than I am the time, because I think a lot of the people who play domination really won't care if they're 5-minute quarters for the most part. That's kind of more for people like us. But with the pro difficulty, you know, making it a little bit more manageable for the vast majority of people. Because, I mean, people play domination just to play NBA basketball. Like, that's what they do, you know?
They want to see all the teams.
They want to see the teams. They want to use the players they've earned. You know,
this is my NBA, isn't it? In my team. With my
exactly. Team. Yeah. That's what it's always been. So just put it on pro difficulty.
I think the timing thing, for me, is a bigger issue. You're right. For the player base, obviously, the difficulty is a way bigger issue. But for me, it's the time. If it was 3-minute quarters, I might have a crack at it. Like,
yeah, but you're not. I mean, it's even going to be harder to win by 15 in 3-minute quarters sometimes.
Here's my meet in the middle brainstorm idea.
Meet in the middle.
Put it on pro, and then once you get up 15, the game ends.
I like that.
I like that. I like
so
that.
much better.
I like that. Yeah.
So you could speedrun it if you really were good at the game and wanted to, and whoop-de-doo, you did domination, you get De'Aaron Fox. I don't think no one's like putting the money back in their pocket because they got Ruby De'Aaron Fox on their team.
No, it's not costing them anything to do this. Like, it's not. It's
I
just
might
an
suggest it.
improvement.
I might suggest it.
I feel like for some reason I've got it in the back of my mind. Like domination seems like something that's like the treasure of like my team. They're like, this is the one traditional relic we have that it's been in the game for 10 years, so we can't touch it or do anything to it. Because domination is effectively the exact same as it was 9 years ago in 2K15.
It's an antique.
It's the same as when I got Jason Kidd. How long ago is that? 2K15, 2K16? I have no idea.
Was the criminal squad a thing then?
Yes, it's always been a thing. It's never not been a thing. I made a criminal squad in
candidate. I'm not sure if Kai Jones qualifies. We were talking about all the players staying out of trouble last week.
I have to find out exactly what substances he's on. I have my theories.
He was on one.
But yeah, I don't know, dude. He's sounding real weird, but he's definitely a candidate for sure. But the criminal squad has been a thing forever. I made a criminal squad in NBA Live 2005 when I was in 7th grade. So yeah, it's always been a thing. I've always had a fascination with criminal athletes for sure. That's never gone away. That was my dream to be one, but I could never get to the athlete part.
Is your dream to be a criminal athlete?
Yeah, but the athlete part was harder than being a criminal. I could go be a criminal right now outside. That would be like very easy. I'd go get arrested in like 10 minutes, but like making it to the NBA, that's never going to happen.
Have you guys got season passes?
Yes.
I thought you were going to ask if any of us have been arrested. I was like, Jazz, not the time.
Afterwards. I'll keep recording, clip it, and then send it. Yeah, everyone got a pass, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I did.
I caved.
I got the $20 one. I thought I was gonna do the 10, and my finger slipped.
Your fingers slipped.
You saw those level skips.
Oh no, that's very intentional. It's very intentional. You don't just slip and hit the wrong thing. No, definitely very intentional.
Yeah,
it's a huge difference though if you have it versus don't, because I'm the same level as Carlo because I got the half pass. He didn't get any pass. I'm the same level as him right now, and he literally hasn't gotten out of his chair since the game came out in New Zealand. Not that I've been far off that, but you know. He's trying to be the first person to get it without the Hoffer Pro or level skips or whatever. And so he's kind of like a good he'll have a good idea of how long it actually takes. If you
I love he posts like first know what he spent, and everyone's like, yeah, I've had this card for a week. Yeah, good stuff. It's never gonna matter less, is it? First to anything. Did anyone buy Kyrie?
Yeah, look, talking about your finger slip. I don't know what y'all talking about. I paid. Okay, I paid on that. You know, them level skips, they came in clutch. You know what I'm saying? You know, the grinder in me was like, yeah, let's go out there and get it, golly weegers. And then the money in me said, hell no. Hell no. I did that. Hey, my finger slipped. I pressed X, y'all. I'll tell you right now what I
cannot believe we just dropped a Dr. Seuss ass word in the middle of this podcast. That's fantastic.
Golly weegers.
Golly weegers is
I feel like grinding today. No, I do not. Now I got Kyrie's stuff, man. It's been fun. He's been fun to play with in every mode, online, offline. The dude is a dog. I'm definitely going for Brandon Roy. I got my ring in Unlimited, which the little cutscene is pretty cool. Me and my Pistons, we won something in the NBA Finals. You know, I won. I got my ring, so I'm feeling good. You know, but yeah, my finger definitely didn't. I pressed X. And I paid on that
with confidence.
With confidence, yeah, man. Let me know in the chat if y'all got level 40 already or not. Let me know what level y'all on. But I'm gonna tell you, I think it's pretty cool. Whether if you got the half pro, whatever pass, you know what I'm saying. The grind is there, and that's the beauty of
Matt,
it.
I'm assuming you bought everything, right? That you.
I have it all, man. I have it all. I ain't gonna hold y'all.
Did you get Sean Marion too?
No, I did not. No,
okay,
I did not.
I've seen a couple of those running around. And
how'd you get him?
500 cards.
Yeah.
Oh, he's collector. Okay.
Yeah, 500 cards. And also, too, the Eastern Conference lock-in, if you get all the Ruby lock-ins from the Eastern Conference, you get Bam. Apparently, Bam is, like, wide and clear, just that guy.
Yeah, he was his only game.
Yeah, whatever.
Bam.
I heard it's usually him and Giannis are, like, the two top-tier big men. for sure.
Matt,
I want that Jamal Murray.
Yeah, what's
Hayden
up?
won the Players Lounge last night, and P just said Bam's like the best card in the game. Practically.
I'm about to get him now.
I might have a look at that. Matt, of all the things you spent money on, because I'm assuming you bought the pass, Kyrie, packs, VC, all of it, right? Of all the things you spent money on, what was the best value and the worst value you got?
Ooh, that's a great question. Best value.
That's what I do.
Woo. Jason. Tatum,
okay.
Hey. It is what. Hey, that's what we do now. Jason Tatum, man, he's the best. When I started playing, I was like, he's the best in my opinion. I love playing with him, going in there, and just vibing is such a dub. I'll tell you what is the best value out of everything is when the lock-in for Dame Lillard, when you can press square and buy all instead of buying individually, okay? The VC prices, I forget the disparity between the two, but you can get it for like around 93 something KVC. That is a deal compared to what you can get it for originally. You know what I'm saying? That right there's the best value. Worst value? Oh my God. You put me on the spot, man. I would have to say
That's
this
also
is tough.
what he does.
I don't care.
This is tough. You
don't care.
got me on this one. The worst value. I haven't. I don't know, man. I would say this. The worst value is. I hate to say. $150 is a lot of money, y'all. I'm just gonna leave it at that, man. I think.
Did you buy MT as well? Did you buy VC and MT?
I did not buy MT. I just bought straight VC because I'm using a lot of it in Park. But I can't say that is a bad value either because I've been using
700K. That's like two. That's like
1,000.
Oh, that's what you. Okay,
that's
Thousands.
builds.
How about
700,000 of them things.
Yeah.
Let me ask this: what edition of the game did you buy?
700 thou wow.
Okay, so I got the $150, the Thawwa, the anniversary edition.
Okay, so I would. Would you maybe say that maybe buying the $150 edition may be the worst value, realistically?
Probably, but
yeah.
I mean, yeah, because of the league pass and whatnot. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, yeah. Here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? No, with concerning VC or MT, whatever. I mean, you can say whatever you want to. I just know that's the price of the game. That's too much, just a smidge. But overall, man, I have no complaints. You know, like I said, I can get it. I can get literally if I want to, I can get it. But at the end of the day, man, all in all, it's been tied. It's been tying in correctly for me. I really should have no complaints. I really shouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
It's interesting because you're spending money. I'm doing the opposite, right? I didn't even pay for the game. Shout out to 2K, by the way.
I didn't spend all that much. Now I don't want you to think I just went all out and spent the foul well, but I spent.
My mom got me the game.
I spent a total of $20 on season pass.
$20.
And I'm having time of my life, man. I've spent a ton of money in previous 2Ks and had less fun than this.
I want to be fair.
Jazz, when we get on co-op?
I want to be fair real quick. Before I'm gonna let you finish, but before I want to be fair. A lot of that money's going to Park. That's where it's at. And before you go, I don't know if y'all playing Park. You guys in here, Jacob, if y'all playing Park, link up with me. If you're in the comment section playing Park, let me know. But guys, Park is fun.
I might have to jump on Park this year. I have to go make my dream, man.
I mean, with the cross progression stuff, there's no reason not to, is there?
Well, I think the reason not to is because putting VC down on a build is like kind of a commitment, especially if you're like a my
because I've still got my starter VC. I've got no plan to spend it. I might just put it towards a build.
Do they still have frisbee?
You
golf
won't even crack 75 over with that VC.
If they still have frisbee golf in Park, I'll play it.
There's a way to go about it. If you just use your pre-order VC, like if you have 135K, if you wanted to make like a 3-and-D build, you could definitely get up to like a 75 with your 45K
VC. With the level
remember
40.
Exactly.
You'd be like
get
serviceable.
You got the money bill, Jacob?
I recommend Splash. I recommend Splash's builds. He's typically, if you're gonna copy anybody's build, which I think I've said this on the podcast before, people talk down on people for not being original. No, dude, there's guys like Splash who know this game inside and out who are gonna build you a player that has all the perfect thresholds and badge capabilities and stuff. Trust them. If you want to remix it a little bit, sure. But if you go in there freestyling, you're going to be mad in 3 months when you realize your build sucks. So take a look at Splash's build or any other 2K League players' build. Put your own spin on it. You should be good.
He'll build you the man of your dreams.
Yeah.
Stop saying that. Why are you saying that?
I'm going to keep saying that because it's so funny because people get so uncomfortable when I mention how you're building your dream man in 2K. Because you are. Whether you know it or not.
I guess I didn't realize this, but my dream man wears a blue afro and a Ben Wallace jersey.
He does, and that's accurate.
This is who I want.
Does he have BP on his jersey? Though?
Society tells me I can't.
So Jacob, guess who I messaged first? Okay, before I made my bill, guess who I messaged first? You want to know who?
Splash is Splash.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
I highly recommend Fanta as well. By the way, if you want to check out, like he's still the best person I've seen on this game. Fanta, he is just unbelievable. And
what is the most toxic build? Like, what can I?
Even if you got the most
with?
Toxic build, you wouldn't even be good with it.
No.
See, matter.
I want to be like the most annoying toxic big man in the world.
I think post scorers are so OP right now. They're considering patching them. So.
Lose just build a shades of most attack build, and then you can.
Dude. No, I'm gonna build a build. We're gonna have bright red straight backs for sure, 100%. I'm gonna be a white boy with cornrows. There's no question about it, because that's always been me inside. I just haven't dedicated myself to it.
Is the shirt that
I'm ready to
wearing available in the park?
Dude, I don't think so.
I think they've got something pretty close. I have in previous years. They've had shirts pretty similar to that in the park before.
The 03 warm-up jersey? Fantastic. Please let me rock it. I need it to be like a 6XL.
So toxic. Do you guys remember Create a T-shirt in park? That might be the most toxic thing in 2K history.
I don't, but I really... You know what? There's part of me that thinks that would be awesome, and then there's part of me that remembers what happens with wild stuff. Teams.
Yeah, if you sorted by most popular,
basically, you gonna have some people giving you the bird on shirts and stuff. Like, this is gonna be a
dude, there was a reason why that was in the game for the grand total of 1 year and never came back. That was bad.
I can imagine
shooting the bird on the shirt.
If you went to most popular, like they showed you like the most top 10 most popular custom T-shirts, and at least 9 of them were shirts that shouldn't be in rated E for everyone games. Yeah. For one way or another. For one reason or another.
Should we talk about modes?
Yes.
What's everyone been playing? What's your favorite mode so far?
I only play one game mode.
I don't know. I've enjoyed everything. This is, I guess, this is kind of a dual gameplay / game mode conversation, but I enjoyed the gameplay so much that I've just enjoyed everything. I've enjoyed 3v3. I've enjoyed 5v5. I'm going to jump into COD. Josh, we'll probably run tomorrow. But I'm just enjoying it, man. Just everything.
I haven't tried the salary cap mode. I'm looking forward to that. My unlimited experience has been really messed up. You guys know I'm on like bad internet.
I saw you on the struggle bus.
Yeah, so, dude, it's crazy. I streamed yesterday. Started off on stream unlimited 3 and 6. I've never been 3 and 6 in anything, let alone in a 2K, right? And then I turned off my stream. My connection stops lagging, and I went 4-0, and everybody I played quit in the first half.
That's literally what happened.
Yeah. So either I don't know what's going on, but I'll tell you, the morning session when I was streaming and went 3 and 6, I was cussing. I was saying, "Oh man, I want to go back to 2K23. I'm not going to play the game much. This game sucks." And then all of a sudden, I get off stream and I'm just frying kids like I feel like I should be. And I'm like, okay, so this is really good. But then I woke up this morning and they patched the walk back on me. So
that's crazy.
I don't care.
I'm gonna miss it.
I feel like with the
I'm gonna
come on.
You know what's funny was to just hit him with the
I'm about to have karaoke up in this piece, man. Come on.
The walk back. Can we talk about that real quick, right? So Mike, I saw a tweet. I think DBG tweeted earlier that why did they add it in and then take it out? They didn't.
Wait, you're telling me DBG was tweeting? That's crazy.
No way. Mike said a couple of weeks ago that he's going to take it out, right? But they just obviously didn't take it out before the game launch. So now they've taken it out. So they didn't add it in for the game launch and then take it out a week later. They just haven't taken it out yet. But he said it was coming. He said it was coming 2 weeks ago.
I feel really strongly about this. Yes, it was like my favorite move ever in any 2K. Not exactly, but it was up there. And I kind of am confused on why it was patched.
Yeah.
Because so there's like 2 reasons why something would get patched. Either it's overpowered or it's unrealistic. I don't think it was either of those things. If anything, the animation didn't look natural, but I mean, that's called an escape dribble in real life, right? So like if I was like a lead ball handler for most of my high school years. So if you're trying to penetrate and the defense collapses or they pinch, you have to be able to take 2 steps back.
All words you could have said.
You gotta It's basketball. Penetrate the lane.
Drive.
The lane.
To
Not
drive
anything
the
else.
lane.
You penetrate the
Drive.
lane. Yeah.
Can we get some? That's what she
Like,
says in the
Just
chat.
let me be immature
You
for
know, you're
like
getting
5
the
minutes.
defense to collapse on you. You got to be able to do an escape dribble. I know in 2K, escape dribble means something else, but an escape dribble in real basketball is when defense coming down, you got to be able to backwards
Retreat,
get yourself out of there. For whatever reason on 2K, they literally like moonwalk, shuffled their feet, so it didn't look realistic. But that should be a thing in 2K because Lord knows people love to pinch on 2K too. Bring a guy over and double team. You got to be able to like move yourself backwards out of that. And now they made it so slow. You don't even like look. It looks just as unnatural. It's just super slow.
Do you know
I
what's
can't say it was
weird about that as
overpowered.
well?
If it was overpowered, I'd be able to beat anyone in the world because I spam it. But
It's
not.
less powered this year because the CPU guards you tighter this year than it ever has. They
100%. 100%.
So it was already less effective than it was last year.
It's only effective if the defender takes the bait.
Yeah.
That's it. If the defender overcommits to you driving to the rim, then yeah, you can burn him on a walk back. And then I know like Czar was asking, why don't people just do a step back? Because if you do a step back, for one, you might not get behind the 3-point line. 2, you're committing to shooting. A lot of times I didn't even walk back to shoot. I just walk back to reset my offense, right? Like walk back.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. Let me call for a screen now. Like I don't know. I think that it should have been left in the game.
I don't think it's a big deal. I don't like honestly from my experience, like I've been like just trying out different things. So one thing I did that I never normally do is I looked through the settings, the controls for like dribbling. And although I know the basic stuff, I still want try and combo things, see what I can
That's
learn.
really interesting.
A few things I actually did learn. So I seen like everyone has their own version of the drag back. The only one that I seen that's like closest to what the original one looked like was Julius Randle, which I believe is mixed in with a Paul George dribble style. I think Jalen Brunson, he does it like between his legs. Joe Dumars, like everyone has their own form of it, and like there's different ways to combo out of it. And I just been having fun doing that. Even like Tatum, like using the I think it's the aggressive size up. I forgot the name of the dribble style, but I've been having like a lot of fun. Different ways to get open. I feel like it's definitely a lot of tools out there for you to get open on offense.
The thing is, inevitably, we're going to find something else, right? It's what we do. We're so adaptable. The tween dominated 3 years ago. We got rid of it, and then something else comes in. It's just how it goes. Like you can take the drag back out, you can take the walk back out, but 2 weeks from now, there's going to be 2 other moves that have basically replaced it, right? Like you said, Jacob, we don't know that move yet to cheese the AI, but it's coming. Coinside probably does it, to be honest.
2K20 day 1, no one knew what the tween was. People didn't discover the tween until late into 2K20. 2K21, no one learned the speed glitch that ran the game for a whole year until about week 3. 2K22, once next gen dropped, no one learned the backwards escape drag back until like 3 weeks.
I mean, look at the stuff Steezo was finding at the end of last year. That moonwalking in a circle shit. You see that? He was finding that stuff in like July. But the maddest animations. He's moonwalking with Wemby. Like,
he's
we'll figure some stuff out.
I mean, 2K is kind of I wouldn't say 2K necessarily, but all sports games are really interesting because majority of people, it takes them longer than a year to like fully break a video game, especially like an online video game. Like people are still breaking Rainbow Six Siege to this day in different ways.
People
but like
are
with sports
breaking
games,
like Super Mario 64.
Yeah, exactly.
Speedrunning communities. There's 20-year-old games that people break speedrunning records
and
for.
like
It's just code at the end of the day, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, and like sports games, you only have a finite time to break them, like in a sense. Like you only have that year. And I'm sure if people continue to play, like if 2K went to an every other year type situation, we would be seeing things that we never even knew was in the game a year and a half after launch. Like that's just how it is.
As much as I hate to say this, that's a really good point. Well done.
Yeah, you've been saying that a lot recently. I've been on fire.
I remember 2K21, no one was doing that double cross into the speed burst until 250K, and Splash brought that move out. He kind of kept it on a little bit on the low, and then 250K came around and he was hitting that double cross, boom, boom, boom into the burst. 2 weeks later, everyone's doing it. Like, that's just how it works, right?
That's a good question.
And if we
with no 250K,
continue break it.
With no 250K, are the Sweats going to give up the sauce a bit earlier this year?
Yeah, they're going to sell it. No, they're going to sell the sauce is what's going to happen.
Nike has a Patreon. RCA has a Patreon, so that's probably true. I'm
talking like the Splash offense, the tired defensive settings. Are they going to be more willing to give this stuff away?
Yeah, because I mean, there's a market there. Why would you not?
Maybe they'll be willing to sell it on Patreon for sure, but they were doing that before too. And I mean, people are still sweating the game for
There's still wages and stuff, I guess.
for like players lounge and stuff. And the other thing too is, there's a lot of these comp players who swear up and down that they would never play my team if they took out 250. A lot of them are on the game right now, so I don't know about that.
You think a bit of that is like blind hope that something comes around to replace 250 though?
Yes.
And I think they're genuinely enjoying it, because I was in Ty's stream. I was talking to him. He actually, like, he's really positive on the game. Like, he's enjoying it. He likes the changes on defense. He likes the pacing of the game. So it's nice to see, like, that change of pace from somebody within the.
He's always genuinely enjoyed 2K though, and that's what always made him scary, because he was the only person that like enjoyed it for a while.
Yeah.
I think he's enjoying it. I don't think there's a person that isn't enjoying the gameplay a lot right now, just objectively. It takes last year.
I'm scared though, because as is the case every single year, the gameplay, even in 2K23, the gameplay started out fine, and then they patched 8 different things.
No, it was more complaints last year for sure.
It wasn't good. I'm not saying it's good. Like, this year is definitely significantly better, but it started out in a better place than it did. It finished, right? We all know that. And then they patched a bunch of things, and then it made it worse, and then mashing was a problem. Don't patch the game. Leave it right now.
So exactly that day one patch that took out the walkback, Mike Wang, get rid of that. Go back to what it was yesterday. Again, don't patch the game.
Honestly,
just don't, because
I could take it or leave it, but it was just perfect for me. Like, just perfect.
I just see a lot of people complaining on Twitter, and although I do appreciate the devs actually being vocal this year and like not disappearing completely. After one tweet, please just don't go patch the game. After seeing one tweet, just stop that. Like, just give it a couple weeks, man.
Give us a chance,
because people will break it more. So honestly, it's more beneficial for you to make your job easier if you just wait a few weeks to see what's really truly broken and wasn't just like a bad experience that one person had.
The biggest problem for us too is all these patches that ever do come out are mostly because of park exploits. So they might affect my team a different way, and we're kind of an afterthought, unfortunately.
The thing is, I can finally talk about something, by the way, that I've wanted to talk about for months. So 2K deserve a lot of credit for why this gameplay is the way it is and why it's been so positively received, because they've obviously done things different in the way they've approached the development this year. I can talk about it now. I was in a room in San Francisco 6 weeks ago with all the developers, Mike Wang included, sitting behind me watching me play Killzamoy, and breaking the game, as much as we could. And the people they brought out, they brought out the right people. Fanta was in that room and he was breaking things, straight out the gate. Then they obviously followed that up with another playtest, and then Community Day was kind of that final focus group. I think it's kind of the best hands-on development we've kind of had by the community in any 2K game. Like, they got the right people out. They created these events. They spent a lot of money to get, us out there. And to test the game at a point where it was still, it wasn't finished the first time I played the game. Like, once it's finished, that's when it becomes a problem, right? Because then they patch something else breaks. But they brought us in on the journey early this year, allowed us to look at things. Like, the first version of the game I played was completely broken. If they'd released that, it would be a dumpster fire right now. But the right feedback was given, and it's resulted in a really good game. I think they deserve some credit for that, to be honest.
They do. I'm just worried about the patches, truly, because I'm always worried about the patches. Because the game always starts out in a better place for my team anyway. Jacob's right. Necessarily for Park, probably not. People break Park a lot faster than they break my team. But it always starts in a pretty good place for my team from a gameplay perspective. Like the 5v5 community, it always starts really solid. And then 3 or 4 patches go by and the gameplay becomes horrible, and it doesn't necessarily get better until we get way better cards that can match like what the people in Park are doing, which is why they patched it in the first place. So.
Problem for me, historically, past couple of years, the gameplay gets really bad when you put a bunch of 99s with all max badges on the floor, because the game's not built for that, right?
Yeah.
They're not playtesting. When you're playtesting, you got Jazz and Fanta out there playtesting. You're not building this game based around 99 overall everything with all Hoffs. So with them drawing everything back and making it so like rubies and amethysts to start rather than like diamonds and pink diamonds, I feel like they're setting themselves up for better pacing by a lot.
Yeah,
it excites me.
I hope
they don't throw that away. I hope they don't just like throw it away and say, let's fast track it, screw it.
I actually have a good question for Matt here, because you're typically a market guy. You typically have all the best cards, right? Like early on and throughout the year. How do you feel about the fact that they've scaled it back from like PDs and diamonds to amethysts and rubies as being top tier?
I hate it and I love it.
Oh, it's like in the middle.
I hate it. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind the OP. I come from the show where you get 99 straight out. You know what I'm saying? And that I love. But I also love the fact that they do have slower pacing. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here, and forgive me, guys. I've been here jamming in this game right now. This game, the gameplay is fun. You know what I'm saying? The pacing, I know it's fun, and I'm realizing so much potential in this game. You know, it's all in their hands, and I feel like if they do it right, if they put, you know, patch what they need to later on, put little intricacies in, and they keep it at a moderate pace, it's going to be a good game. Gameplay is vastly better from 2K23 than it is today. I just got an error. And I love the fact I'm over here in here, y'all. I love the fact that they definitely have changed so much from last year. You know, the green and miss aspect, which I mean, it is what it is. I don't mind it, but I do like seeing the whites as well. It's crazy to see as many whites as I have, but it's fun. But at the end of the day, man, I think they're doing a very, very good job. I will say this: please bring back the walk back. Okay, that's my move too. I learned that move from Jacob and Splash. They're the ones that taught me that. The very first video I saw about this moonwalk was from Jacob, man. They really do need to fix that. You know, it's realistic. Okay, it really is a thing, because I promise you right now, if y'all see me on the court, I promise I will walk you back like I wanna rock with you, Michael Jackson style, easily. I can moonwalk, by the way. Don't make me moonwalk up in here,
Matt. You know, talking about the whites falling, I thought I would be mad that it's not green or miss anymore, but I'm actually surprised. Like it's not that bad, not as bad as I thought it would be.
It's not. No, the whites don't go in like 22. I think people were a little bit.
That's because sniper badge was horrible. But I do have a clip saved right now of a game of Unlimited where someone's Sapphire Steph Curry made a 42% covered white, and not a fan of Unlimited games.
I had an 87 in my video. You'll see it.
Somebody hit
against me.
Yeah. Somebody hit an 87 as well.
Green or miss, I'm cool with whites going in for wide opens and opens. There shouldn't be whites going in on 42s and 87s.
So here's the issue.
I can't do anything about it. You know what I mean? I can test it. I got a 42, and then he also failed to do what he was supposed to do in greening the shot, but the ball goes in the hoop for 3 points.
Yeah, it starts becoming RNG.
Yeah, that's like a bad thing. If it's a tie game in the fourth quarter, that's game breaking in my eyes.
But it's like hard to balance that when it comes to offline play too, because to a certain extent you have to have like contested whites going when you're playing offline, because the CPU contests everything, especially if you're not like a top tier player. So it's like hard to balance that for online.
I'm fine with whites going in offline anyway. I don't really mind.
Here's the issue. So I obviously went on Unlimited run earlier. And just as it is, it's fine. Like, as it is, playing offline, whatever. I think it's actually fine, the shooting difficulty, green or miss, all of that stuff. The problem kicks in when the algo and momentum kick in. That's when you start having a real problem. Because in the decider game for my championship ring, I was 20 minutes against the algo. This guy was making everything. Late, slightlies, 87% contests. Everything this guy put up basically went in. So I was at one end trying to get open, trying to get good looks, screening every shot. He was playing like an absolute dumbass, I'll be honest, at the other end, but yet was getting everything. So it's the momentum swings where this becomes a problem. When it's too easy and you've got momentum on your side, it's hard to miss. Honestly, you can put up anything, it's going to go in.
Yeah, but you know, there's cases like in Park, for instance, where if you get on a shooting slump, you can't make nothing. Like it's really bad. You know what I'm saying? Like the pattern, it's kind of like fluky in that aspect, because at the end of the day, I could get on a slump and I won't make nothing for another quarter or two. It's crazy. Yeah. It's really wild. So
shall we get into the giveaways?
Yeah,
I haven't mentioned that yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to probably have to put a graphic at the start of the podcast to mention the fact we're giving 3 copies of the game away. So shout out to 2K UK for providing the codes. The composition was, the giveaway was, you leave a comment. We did the same thing last week. We had 3 sort of Twitter replies to one of my tweets. We discussed what you guys say, and the best 3 this week get 3 copies of the game. I'm going to try and see if I can get some more for next week. I think it's quite a cool little thing. Shout out to the people that responded, by the way, because the actual questions are unreal. Like, I think it's better like content than I've ever come up with for the podcast. I could just run through that entire thread and we'd have an amazing podcast. But we're going to pick 3. So if your name pops up on the screen, if your tweet pops up on the screen, you will want a copy of the game. I will get in touch with you on Twitter. Let's start off with Half Blind, who says, how do you think the quit/ban system should be reworked to make my team better? So we obviously have bans for quits, short-term bans. It's a hot topic. It's a very hot topic. Yes. How are we feeling?
How would I rework that? I don't even know.
So I would rework it as such, right? After a certain, and they've done this before, obviously, but after a certain amount of game time, you're not punished for quitting anymore. That's the simplest rework. Like if you quit within, let's say the first minute or something, you can be punished, whatever. Granted, that doesn't help with error codes, which are rampant in 2K, but just make it so after 3 or 4 minutes, if somebody quits, they don't get punished. I mean, that's just like the simplest fix that they could possibly go with. I mean, honestly, it's the most realistic fix that they could implement quickly that wouldn't cost them a bunch of man hours.
I was wrongfully banned after a win in TTO, and I don't quit. I don't. And literally, I think it was just a glitch, whatever, the case may be. But that's just annoying. It really is an annoyance at this time. I see people, I saw Troy Dan, I think I saw Smoles get, banned wrongfully. Yeah. It was just some weird stuff. But anyways, the way to fix it is to either do one or two things. Number one, tinker with it, make it to where it's like 3 quit outs, like 3 strikes and you out. Or just take it out altogether, or period. I mean, I know the reason why they're doing it, and I understand that it makes a lot of sense, but it's just annoying. It really is. People are going to quit. It's unrealistic. That if anything is unrealistic, that is, in my opinion. I think Jacob was talking about that. He put out a tweet, which I 100% agree with. People quit. People quit. Right, Jacob? I mean, that's the name of the game.
I'm a quitter.
Yeah, I mean, it's not helping anyone if you're staying in a game down 30. The person who's up by 30 is bored out of their mind, and the person who's down by 30 wants to get out of the game so they can play somebody that's more at their skill level. It says when you actually do get banned, quitting is unsportsmanlike. I actually think it's the opposite. I think it's unsportsmanlike to stall somebody when you're getting beat by 40. Unsportsmanlike things in 2K are flopping, pause cheesing. That's what unsportsmanlike is in 2K. Like quitting is not unsportsmanlike. Unsportsmanlike is the people who will pause cheese you after they're flooding you, and then you can't quit when someone's sitting there pause cheesing you and flopping on you because you'll get banned. I'm not a fan of the system at all. In Madden, if you're getting flooded at halftime, a screen comes up that's like, "Yo, buddy, you're getting beat up. Do you want to concede the game?" You can choose to. I don't see. Outside of them having a DNF did not finish percentage for that they care about for some reason so much being higher or lower. Like I don't see how this helps anybody. I don't see who this helps. Who does
this
help?
A situation where
I can answer that. It does help someone.
Who?
So I actually had this thought process. It's in the video that's probably out now. But I actually say this. One of the games on my Unlimited run was a complete blowout. And my reaction to that, I know for him, miserable, right? Absolutely miserable experience sitting there just getting boxed for half an hour. But for me, I was like, well, the longer I stay in this game and the more I dominate this game, the more unlimited points I'm getting, right? First of all. Second of all, the more MT I'm getting.
Yeah.
So there was a part of me this year that went, you know what? I'm kind of glad he didn't quit. I'm sitting there, I'm just getting points. It's easy points. The second half of that game was me feet up getting easy unlimited points. I don't really feel like I need to blow someone out in 3 minutes and then quit or have a sweat fest to get every single point. But for him, not a good day at the office.
Not a good day at the office.
What they should do then is do what the show does, and that's institute friendly quits. And then yes. you go and go about that. I think that would be a resolution. If anything, you both
have to agree. Is that what it means?
Yeah. You both confirm it. Yeah, right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you both confirm it.
And most
people, I like that.
That's because you're a gremlin.
Honestly, if I'm getting a free 3,000 MT just for sitting there like popping this dude and another 150 unlimited points, I'm not giving him the quit.
But Jazz, I don't think it's definitely like the fastest way to grind unlimited is like getting quits. Like if you can manage to get like 6 quits, Like, that's more efficient than playing like 3 games where you win by 40.
In time-wise, yes, but in stress-wise, no. Like I said, I was feet up. By the end of that game, I'll be honest with you, I was watching Netflix. Like,
were you watching Top Boy or what?
I was not watching Top Boy. But yeah,
disrespectful to Kano.
For peace of mind, how often do you get things easily in this game? That's the only scenario where it happens.
I get angry easily.
You do.
It almost takes me back to when people were AFKing Unlimited last year. Like, some people were like, Jacob, stop complaining about AFK Unlimited and just beat his ass by 80. Like,
beat his ass by 80 is crazy.
I don't want to beat somebody by 80. That's
It's not fun. It's not.
No,
it's never fun.
It's not. That's what makes me get really bored. It's super boring.
Just picture what they look like while you're doing it, and then
they look like me. They're upset.
They're definitely gonna have some tears rolling down their eyes. A vein popping in their head.
Probably look like
eyes
they're ready
bloodshot
to roll
red.
up to 4th grade or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. It's probably a child.
Probably can't look at him.
Just picture what that kid looks like when he's already down by 50 and you go into full court press.
Honestly,
and then you got KillaJosh
in
here talking about how much they suck and they should get off the game. Yeah, man, it's not going to be good.
Here's another way they could go about it: is if you're up by 30 points, turn on running clock, disable timeouts.
Oh yeah,
that's what they do in real basketball.
Yes. I wouldn't mind that.
If you're up by 40 in high school basketball, the clock just runs. Like,
that's actually a really good idea.
The clock keeps running. That's real basketball. It's how it was in the MHSA.
No pause timers either, unless you're quitting.
No, that's true. My basketball team in middle school was pretty terrible for reasons obvious that I started. And yeah, we had that happen quite often, man. You know, I didn't hit the growth spurt until like sophomore year. Okay,
how tall?
I'm 6'2". If I was 6'2" in 5th grade, I would be hooping.
You would be drafted. Like, there would have been.
I would. Yeah, there would be like I'd be on an AAU team for sure. They'd be like, "Yo, this kid's 11 years old and 6'2". Little do they know, I'm never gonna grow again.
They'd have been making you play big the whole time. You're really a guard.
Oh yeah, one of my homies had that happen. He was like 5'7" in like 5th grade, and my man thought he was gonna be like an NBA center, and then he just never grew again.
Our middle school center definitely just hit puberty way before everybody else in our class.
Yeah, he had a mustache in 4th grade.
Yeah, I had the same scenario. This dude's shorter than me, and he was the same height in 6th grade as he is now today.
Damn, he probably was drinking too much coffee growing up. I don't know.
I don't know. His genetics were just messed up. This kid had chest hair in 6th grade. I was like, dude, like, why?
I still don't have chest hair now.
Were you jealous?
Kinda.
I was a bit. I don't think I was jealous. I was more scared.
You were concerned.
Yeah.
Like, did he get held back like a lot?
So actually,
he was in his 20s.
He had the exact same birthday as me, August 13th, but he was 95. I was 96. So, you know, August birthdays are like that weird spot where you kind of like
you can choose your class essentially.
Yeah, he didn't get held back, but he was just the oldest kid in the class that wasn't held back, and I was like the youngest kid in the class that was like not
quits.
Whatever.
The tangents are amazing this week. We went from quits to chest hair really quick.
6th graders with chest hair. Can we make that a timestamp for everyone who's coming to the podcast to hear that?
True.
Yeah, someone had that. The other thing, going back to quits really quickly, it's only really unlimited that's actually a long game, right? There's also one other thing we haven't spoken about. It's only really unlimited, it's not a long game. Salary cap games are really quick. It's a half and a bit. You know, cuts down 5 minutes, TTO is 5 minutes. It's really just unlimited where it's an issue. The other thing we haven't spoken about is it's not only does it ban you for quitting, it bans you, it punishes you for going AFK, right? So you can't even put the controller down and walk away. Have you seen this? Like, a pop-up comes up. If you stay away, a pop-up comes up saying you'll get kicked. Which I'm assuming means you'll quit, like, without quitting and then get banned anyway. As much as I'm kind of trolling a little bit about this, I stand by what I said. Like, me getting easy unlimited points, I'm down. I don't care who's on the other side and what they're going through. I just want to get what I need and get out. But yesterday, because I was having this lag issue, I had to quit out of 2 games, which then got me banned for an hour, right? So it's not perfect. It's not perfect. It could definitely use some work. Shall we move on to the next one? Anyone else got anything on quits?
I just have one question. For those of you that have played Park, is this an issue in Park as well? like getting banned for quitting. And the reason I ask is because when it comes to game modes that require multiple people, there's going to be a little bit of a different view on it, because like if you're playing a 3v3 and then you have somebody who consistently just quits and leaves you out in the dirt, like it's going to be an issue, right? Like what happens if somebody quits in co-op this year?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like for instance, like if you are playing co-op with, you know, at least one random, right?
I'm assuming that person will get banned, and then
that person will get banned, but you won't though, right? I would hope.
Nah.
Okay.
No, you don't.
They
you
just
don't.
fill out the team with AIs, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it makes a lot of sense to punish quits in game modes like that.
Hopefully that's the case. I mean, that would be weird, right?
Is Mojo? He's been on Park a bit.
Yeah,
I've not seen it. That's all I was gonna say. I've not.
I played co-op yesterday. I actually tested out the random feature. It works pretty well, but I don't know. I didn't see any quits though.
I'll test it out. I'll play with Jazz and I'll quit out.
No, I didn't. Actually, I was carrying them. It was me. I was using Tatum. Somebody's using Giannis, and then a Sapphire Lillard. And like I had very little patience. So, like I wasn't tolerating no bullshit. Like the slightest deviation away from the game plan, like I was going. It's the last possession of the game.
I hate it when you play captain, bro. It's my least favorite thing about this game.
Bro, that's the thing. I don't say nothing. I don't get on the mic or nothing. I just do my job. I'm open. I have my take. I have 17 points. I haven't missed a shot. Why would Ruby Giannis go up in the paint with two people on him, miss the layup, and then get down on the other end? He's letting the dude shoot the three to win the game. I was like, yeah, I'm not standing for this.
Anyone trying to play co-op with randoms this year, God bless you guys. Honestly.
But that's the thing. We were good though. Like literally, we didn't have to talk or nothing. Like we were all on the same page. So I'm like, like you seen, I've been frying this dude all game, and that's the shot you want to take. Yeah, bro. I was off it after that. I got my 5 wins. So
it's fun because like it doesn't matter how good Jazz and Josh are doing at co-op. All you have to do is sow like a little bit of discord between them, and they'll crumble.
We're both coming for you.
Yeah, you'll crumble. All I have to do is bring up just one thing that you guys will argue about, and then you're done. It's over.
You haven't had the privilege of playing co-op with Josh yet. It's quite an experience.
Don't do that. 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 Don't do that.
Am I lying?
Jazz is the king of just keep shooting. Like
I love
he
that.
Could have a bad game. He's like, nah, I gotta figure out this shot. Like
I love that you guys just proved me correct by immediately starting to argue instantaneously.
Jazz is like MPJ. He's like MPJ. He doesn't see a bad shot.
It's better than an NPC.
MPJ.
I'm gonna move on to the next one. Right. Sidman. With the new player market, does that lose the mystique of new pack drops and the anticipation of new cards? That's a really good question.
Not really. I don't think so. I can say that people still want to see, and there's going to still be hype to see which card is going to come out week after week. However, there's that other side where, you know, everybody can be a pack champ now because you can buy the cards. So yeah, you have that instead of just ripping packs. I still rip packs, you know. I was watching Troy Dan. He was like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it because I can't rip packs, you know. I can't do that type of content, you know, like I want to anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, you can go in there and just get the cards. I feel as this with the I can't say that word. With 2KDB implemented, I love the fact that now that we have the chance to see what SIGs and what cards and, you know, what the card is all about. So that really helps with, but at the end of the day, that lore is kind of gone. That luster is kind of gone, which concerns me, you know, because I used to do my content based on what? Packs, y'all. You know, I love packs. That's what I do. I love packs. A pack champ, you know. Now I'm just, you know, out here buying cards.
Can I be honest with you, Matt? This is just me, by the way. I'm not speaking.
Be honest, man. Be honest.
I haven't been interested in pack content for years.
We don't care. We not ask you.
No. Hold on. There's a compliment coming. There's a compliment coming.
No. That's you. Coming. All right. There's a lot of people that live vicariously through me. I'm playing.
That's true. I mean, HTB gets 100,000 views a video. No, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. People love pack content, right? HTB's getting like 100K on a pack opening. I haven't cared about it for years. No. What I care about, the content I really enjoy, is like story-based content. And the best way to get story-based content is by 2K giving us the content that can do it, right? I've got a video like I said, dropped, which is a whole emotional roller coaster, which is 7 games of Unlimited. But the reason it is an emotional roller coaster is because of the finals format of Unlimited and this weekend thing that they put in, right? So they put in content that's allowed for more interesting, I guess, story arcs in videos. Your content as well that I've always enjoyed. I find it quite ironic that one, you've labeled yourself as a pack champ, and two, you're kind of known as that because you're also like a grinder, right? In this game. You got Larry Bird, same as me. I just prefer that stuff. And I think anyone who's like, I think people who are like sniping content, pack content, I think the content that's kind of died out a little bit because of the changes. I think there's like way more opportunities that have opened up for more interesting content. Because the people that were making those videos are just as capable of making what will be the new meta videos, I guess, right?
Oh, of course.
I think you know the story-based content is what this year's going to be about. That's what it's going to be about. That's where YouTube is. It's where the meta is. People want to be taken on a journey now. They don't want to just see a few packs open. I think it's going to be hard to do that. I think
pack videos will still live on. They might just not be as big of a deal, right? Like because there is one really cool thing about the packs. If you're only to open them, you can like skip the lock-in. You can pull Chris Webber out of a pack. Chris Webber's a lock-in card, right? So like you can't go buy Chris Webber for, well, you can, I guess.
That's a really good point.
The cards, but I think it's cool that they throw the lock-ins into the packs, which kind of incentivizes that, and also could make it like a pretty big deal, especially if there's eventually like a Tim Thomas type lock-in. Oh, I'm going to open packs for Tim Thomas. Nobody else can get him because he's a ton of money for a ton of cards you have to lock in. So I think they'll survive. They just won't be.
It won't hit. It won't hit like it used to. But I'm not opposed to buying any card. Look, I love the fact that I go in there and get what I need. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. But Jacob, you're right. You know what I'm saying? And plus, you also have the flip side of it with the people like Ludes that doesn't have that good of odds. You know what I'm saying? To watch them suffer in agony and
people watch me to watch me suffer. That's literally the appeal of watching my pack openings. It's like, you know what? I've had bad luck, but I bet this guy is in a worse place, and they're right. Every single time. They could watch me.
It's not like Joker meme either. Like Luz's pack odds are literally the worst I've ever seen on YouTube.
No, it's hard not to turn into the Joker towards 2K when you open like hundreds and hundreds of packs and never get anything. So, you know, I'm glad that I'm not going to do that this year because I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
I hate it. I hate it.
So, and I just want to say this, and I'm gonna quit the pack. You know, just because it doesn't hit the same doesn't mean that we can, you know, do something different. Like you said, Jazz, it's a great point. We always going to find a way. You know, you cannot take the hustle out of a hustler. Yeah. We're going to create content no matter what. If you give me a game, you know what I'm saying? No matter what, I'm going to find something to do. I might not be the pack champ anymore, which I'm going to try to continue to be. I might be the grind champ or whatnot. Or some way, somehow, I'm going to find something. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, it's that simple. It's that simple. So a great point.
Can you believe that there was a time that people accused me of having creator luck?
What?
I don't believe that happened.
Yeah, that happened. That definitely happened back in 2K21.
For like 2 years, and I know you pulled a LaMelo ball one time out of like.
Back in 2K21, there was a point where I had pulled 2 ADs back to back, and I had comments upon comments talking about creator luck, and then it died, and now everybody laughs at me.
That's what. I ain't gonna lie, Jacob, man, you had some crazy luck in the past, man. There was a run, I believe it was last year, where you was hidden. I mean, you was hidden some real good packs, maybe in 22. And Jazz, I think Jazz, you too, and you had some luck.
I did. I need like 1 minute. Can you guys cook for a second? I'm trying to find the tweet.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, but yes, there was upon a time.
To say I'll be back, and I realized I kind of flagged myself.
Once upon a time, yes, people did accuse me of having creator luck. Those people are foolish because clearly I do not. No, it's not a thing. I mean, to a certain extent, I feel like Troyden really broke the people who insisted that creator luck existed by spending $5,000 and never pulling Kobe. You know, because there's not many people that are like larger scale than him that consistently open like MyTeam packs. And if he's opening that many packs and not getting it, I don't think creator luck is a thing.
YouTuber luck is
as well. Opened like $1,000 worth for Diamond Derrick Rose and didn't pull him last year. If 2K actually had invested interest in hypothetically giving creators good luck so the viewers see it and think that they're going to get something. I mean, like, if anything, it's like bad luck for creators.
I mean, I understand the thought process, though. It's like, yeah, in theory, like, yeah, you would want to increase the odds for people that will get a lot of eyes on opening packs for sure, but they don't do it, which is interesting because it's
might
like
be illegal.
It probably is realistically, if not illegal.
That's why
Luz
wants it to happen, because it's illegal. That's why.
No, I don't want it to happen. I mean, the only time I would have wanted it to happen was last year when I went on just the most desolate streak of not pulling anything. That would have been great, but nah, it never happened, and they still haven't given me Grey Ghoster tag. And honestly, I just feel like they don't like me. It's fine.
YouTuber luck is fake. It's faker than a $3 bill. So if y'all out there thinking that I'm pulling all these cards in like the 4 Emmys I pulled because I'm a YouTuber, that's a lot. Let me tell you something. Before I even created content, I never forget this. Ronnie 2K used to open up packs a lot back in the day on different apps, specifically on Facebook gaming. I used to be in those streams a lot, and I remember he had to the tune of like 4 million VC or something like that, a crazy amount of MT. And he was on a real bad streak. He didn't pull nothing. Don't get me wrong, he pulled some things, but I knew right then and there because I had the same like myth,
brother was
about
starving.
it. Bro, oh my God, he was struggling to pull. I said, "Dang, Ronnie, what are you doing, bro? All this VC couldn't pull thing." I said, "Okay, so yeah, that's guys."
Didn't they have some,
Twitch? What's that?
What was that streaming app called? I used to watch some of this on Cafe.
Caffeine.
There you go, Caffeine. I watched it.
Yeah,
man. He was like, he said, if we pull this card, I'm gonna give it away. Yo, he was not getting nothing.
I said, no, there ain't no YouTuber luck, man. I said,
he had to end up giving away a card. Like he said, I forget this. Like I'm gonna give away the card. Like,
and that was good. That was good times.
Yeah, he gave away. Ronald's not pulling anything.
He used to, I ain't gonna lie, man. Him and I think it was Jocko. I think that was his name. They used to give away cards, and I got a few cards, man, from that. I ain't gonna lie, man. And
they were dropping locker codes yesterday, and back then, Killzamoy, when I first started watching him, he had put me onto this thing where you go on TweetDeck and you get live updates on tweets. So I have the code pre-typed already. It's like the first 250 to get this code, like you get 25,000, 100,000. Yo, yeah. I don't know what kind of fingers these people got, but like I'm on my phone. That's like the fastest I could type. Bro, I'm like not even 5 seconds. I'm missing the codes. I'm like, nah, bro. What are y'all doing? I feel like
this brings up an interesting point, to be honest, because like I feel like back in the day, I wouldn't even really try that hard to get those limited time locker codes, and I would get them occasionally. Now I'm like out here fiendishly trying to get them, and I still cannot get them. Like I got a pink diamond Karl Malone a long time ago. I think back in like 2K17 or 2K18, which ironic that it's Karl Malone, of course, but I remember not even trying, and it had been 1 or 2 minutes since the code dropped when I even saw it, and I still got it. And
it was seconds, bro. They said I put it in right the first time. Literally. It said you entered the code wrong. I looked at the code and matched it up again. I typed it again. Oh, this code reached its limit. I said,
why do you guys think that is though? Because like back in 2K17, 2K18, I would say the player base is probably similar size to it is now. I mean, it's probably less still, a little bit, but not that much less. And back then, you could go 5 minutes without putting the code in and still get it occasionally. Now you cannot.
2K15 is when I remember that, like the limited locker codes, and
so it might have been 15. Honestly, I just don't remember.
2K15 with the pink diamonds. They had a couple.
2K18 they did the pink diamonds too, like the.
Okay, so it might have been
2K18 as well, but 2K15 was horrendously fast as well. I remember there was a couple. I think Shaq and Karl Malone were the first two. And they lasted a long time, relatively, a couple minutes. Yeah. And then they started really tightening it up. I know like Paul George and a couple other ones, they were gone in like 30 seconds because I remember I then went and bought a Bluetooth keyboard for my iPad mini to try and, get ahead of the curve. And even that didn't really, at that point in time, I'm not sure if BlueStacks existed, but I didn't really know what was going on anyways. I was in just like a store and I was like, dude, this is a Bluetooth keyboard for my iPhone or iPad. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get all the locker codes. Paid $20 for it. and I don't think I got one more rest of the year after I got the keyboard. So it got pretty bad a long time ago. It's been a hot minute. I remember 2K18 they had them as well, and I missed a lot of them. And then they did like one where
I got KD one time.
Yeah, they did one long where it lasted way longer, but it gave you a random pink diamond. And I remember I got like Derrick Rose, who was like cool, but I mean I wanted Ben Simmons because it's 2K. And yeah,
you remember 22 when they gave away Dark Matters during the 250K?
That's
I actually
what,
was able to get. I got Luka, I got LeBron,
the mystery,
and then who else I got? I got like 3 players. I think I got Kawhi, and I sold all of them. I made like $1 million MT.
The mystery letter or number. I got that Shaq. You remember the in-game Shaq? What was that, Jazz?
I got nothing. My thumbs.
I got nothing either.
Dude, the mystery numbers.
I got 39-year-old thumbs.
Bring those back, bro. Bring the mystery back,
bro.
I had luck on that.
I have a weird take about that. I got flamed a lot when I was anti those codes because I was just like, look, majority of the people that I saw get it, you know, I'm seeing their empty amounts. You got 3-4 million in the bank, and then you got every single one of these cards. I'm like, come on, man. Like, these codes are not meant for people who have 5 million MT already, dude. Just they're for people who, like, you know, could use a little boost on their team. Maybe actually keep the cards, because everyone that I saw getting, a lot of people, I should say, we're getting these cards, and I'm like, dude, you have them already, and 5 million. Like, you know, what the dude? It's not cool, man.
You know how to piece that situation, Ludes? You know what they should do?
What?
Do community locker codes where they have option packs. I know they're higher on option packs now. Just do an option pack, you know. I mean, you know, do 1 or 2, and then, you know, let the free for all happen after.
Bring creator codes back. I'm just going to keep saying it. I'm going to say it every week.
You just want one.
Yes. I want to type my name. Guys, I'm in the game this week, by the way. I'm on 2K TV.
Did you get your face scanned?
I didn't get to watch that video yet, but I seen when you posted it. I was actually trying to watch it when I was on. You know what happened, Jazz? I was watching it. I started it on my stream, and then you dropped your video, and I went to your video, and I never made it back to the other one.
Oh no!
I don't know what I say. Some nonsense. I don't know what I say, but yeah, there's a little soundbite of Jazz. What a long way we've come, mate, since we started the podcast. Man. On the KillaJosh thing as well, if this podcast gets, as soon as it hits 100 likes, do it now if you want to. As soon as it hits 100 likes, I will upload a video to Twitter of KillaJosh getting electrocuted.
Electrocuted?
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to like it, and I never do.
Yeah. As soon as it hits 100 likes.
Wait, you heard that? You never liked the podcast?
No, I'm kidding. I like it every time.
I'm gonna put dirty eyes, man.
Yeah, I have a video of him being electrocuted.
I need to see that. I got to see it regardless.
Me and KillaJosh went out for like lunch in San Francisco a while back, and he ended up getting electrocuted, intentionally electrocuted. It'll make sense.
Electrocution.
Just like the podcast, and you'll see.
Is it like a thing he does normally, or is it?
It's a mystery.
One-time thing.
It's a mystery.
Is that what he's into?
It's like
what do you mean a thing that he does? Like,
I mean, he's not putting car. He's not putting car jumper cables on his nipples. If that's what you're asking.
People into some strange things, Jacob.
No.
People into some strange things. Where does it connect the car cables? I'm gonna finish right there.
What type of kinks ish are you on today, boy?
The car battery.
How did we get there, bro? How did we get there?
Josh meant there. He brought it here. You know,
this is powerful.
Just the worst. Should we get another question?
Yeah, sure. Anything to stop me from talking about this.
Man,
such a seamless transition.
W sadomasochism.
Yeah. Shout out to the 2 winners already. This is the third one. It's Jalen Jones 47. What are some tips you would give to a first-time MyTeam player in 2K24? I love that question. Let's do this. Everyone's played the game a bit. Let's hear everyone's take on this. Let's go around the room. What's the tips?
I actually just made a YouTube video, 5 beginner tips for my team. To summarize it, where you can go watch them on YouTube.
Can you remember what they were?
Yeah, so definitely turn off your automatic timeouts and substitutions, because the coaches will make really weird substitutions or odd timeouts. Would be the first one I'll throw out there.
Nothing like your D-fish coming in for your Steph Curry with 1 minute to go.
Definitely do that. Turn off your go into your coach settings and do it as you please. You know, automatically it turns on automatic timeouts and substitutions. I think most people would like that on manual. Probably a good place to start. Do your camera settings. Find a camera angle you like. If this is truly your first time playing 2K, these are like the very first things you should probably do.
Yeah. Cool. Those
he
are
doesn't
like
he doesn't want to give away the whole video.
Yeah, those are like this is your first time ever playing 2K. Maybe people can add some.
That's the preview. You got to go watch the video for the rest.
Yeah, you go watch the video. Yeah,
I mean, I think the other ones are like.
No. Save it for the video. Save it for the video.
Yeah. No. Don't give him the sauce. Make him go view.
Yeah, make him go view.
Don't drop the sauce.
Yeah.
Did you say one of the things is height runs everything?
It does, yeah.
Does it?
Don't taint their mind. No, don't do that.
No, well, what I said in the YouTube video is historically height runs everything, and that the fact that if you have two cards of equal stats, badges, and animations, the one that's taller is going to be better.
Fair.
Pretty much, and I also said that treat height just like it's another stat, pretty much. Which is true.
Cool. Who else got some tips?
Don't sleep. Yeah. Definitely stay up as much as possible if you're gonna grind.
This is terrible advice.
This is awful advice. Are you about to hawk a flavor of G Fuel?
No, I was making a joke because I fall asleep when I do grinds. That was a joke. Not
you do,
actually
yeah.
I don't sleep. So
make sure you stay up. You are famous for two things: falling asleep and having a hole
on the wall.
What a career!
You have it nicely positioned off camera this week, though.
Oh yeah.
But we all
left a little bit there.
That's one right there. That's definitely one from not 2K related, but that's a dent right there.
You got another one?
That looks like a headbutt.
That's a controller.
I punched that. No, I punched it. I punched that. That was a punch. I can't throw the controller that hard.
Okay, is that your advice? Is it all right? Let's move on.
Okay. My advice would be just relax. That's it. Like, that's the best advice I could give you is just chill out, man. Just play the game at your own pace. Have fun with it. Because the more serious you take the game, the less fun you're going to have, I guess. Yeah. At the minute I start taking the game even remotely serious is when I spiral completely. But when I don't care at all, I have fun with it. Also, don't be afraid to just run like some emeralds at the very beginning. I mean, the reality is the cards that we have out right now, historically, we know 2K cards are only going to get better and better and better. The cards that are out in 3 weeks, even like the emeralds and sapphires, are going to be leaps and bounds better than any of the emeralds and sapphires that are out right now. So just use whatever you have, use cheap cards, use budget guys, and just chill for a little bit. And then you can splurge when like a card that's going to be good for a while, like a Ruby Marcus Smart or something like of that nature comes out. Because I feel like people get a little too aggro in the beginning. I mean, the game wasn't even out yet, and I saw people with the best possible lineups in the game, and I'm like, dude, what are you even playing for at this point?
Yes, that's really sound advice. Like, just allow a sense of achievement.
Yes, it's so much more fun when you make small incremental upgrades to your squad because it feels like something,
Yeah.
But if you go out and just spend $300 and you have the best team in the game, you're not going to have fun because, like, A, if you lose, you're going to be mad because you're going to be like, how did I lose? I have the best squad in the game. B,
you absolutely nailed it, man.
There's never going to be any time where you upgrade on your team and make, I don't know, dude. It's just like that endorphin rush of like, oh yes, I got another player that'll actually make my squad. That's like the best part of the early game.
There's no people who are more pissed off at this game than people who have spent money, because when they spend
100%.
money and then it doesn't work out, they feel like they didn't justify the money they spent.
Then you really start to see the
solution to that.
That's when you really see the algo at work too, is because you're sitting there and you're like, I spent $300 on this team and I'm getting bopped by someone with Sapphire Steph because the algorithm is against me. Yes, it's against you for sure because your team is so much better than theirs. It's going to be rough.
Have a go-to excuse, whether it's, everyone else is spending money and I'm not. I'm new. My internet's bad. Just have like one in the chamber always to tell yourself or to tell whoever you're playing or whoever's around. Just have like that one go-to excuse, whatever it is. Like, maybe your controller has stick drift. I'm old.
Whatever. My eyesight's like, going.
I have I have a W excuse, but I can't say it on the podcast.
Anything,
I fell asleep. Something like that.
Maybe you had a couple drinks before you play. Whatever it is, just find one go-to excuse that you always have in the chamber and ready to go. Sometimes that'll help you kind of talk yourself down. Sometimes it'll help you make sure the other person you're playing doesn't get an ego because they're beating you. It's just necessary to have a go-to excuse.
Yeah. Great shout. I got one bit of advice, really. I feel way better coming into this year because of some of the decisions I made coming into this year, before the game dropped. And one of the decisions is I'm going to spend less money anyway. And I feel like the way the game is, it's actually set up perfectly for me to do what I usually do. Avoid at all costs the feeling that you need to upgrade your team every 2 days or every 3 days or every week. You don't. Wait for the cards that you really want. Like right now, I'm sitting here waiting for probably the next Steph or the next Harden, maybe. And then
you're not going to wait long either.
Yeah, maybe not. But I'm not going to pick up whatever cards drop next week and then pick up whatever cards drop. That is how you'll get yourself into an empty hole really quickly. And then you'll end up spending money that you probably didn't want to spend or didn't plan to spend. Just don't start that habit. Break it now. Break that habit now. I'm not having any less fun on the game having broken that habit now. So if you want to spend all the money and you want to have the best team every week, obviously, go ahead. But if it's like a habit and it's something you're doing, you know, like, I don't know, you're not happy about the fact that you're doing it, then just don't do it. You don't need to do it this year. Last year, maybe you needed to spend a ton of money to get competitive cards. Right now, you don't. And we don't know how things are going to progress, but break that cycle. That's my advice. It made me way, way happier. I'm enjoying the game way more. And on what Lude said as well, that sense of achievement is starting to come back. I probably would have bought Kyrie a year ago, straight out, just had Kyrie. Now I'm going to get there, and I'm going to enjoy the fact that I got there. It's the journey. It's all of that stuff, right? Over the outcomes. But if you want instant gratification, go crazy.
Don't let this man tell you. Don't let this man tell y'all what to do with your own money. First and foremost, go buy that Kyrie if you want to, man. Go spend that bag
if you can afford it.
If you want some good,
you can afford it.
I'm trolling. He's right. I'm just pissing on all of that. No, for real though, he's right, man. You don't have to. Yeah, I love the fact that you can grind for every card, man. May I add on to that? I can give y'all the best advice right now, and it's.
I just came in there and went, just send the bag, like straight up.
Just jacked it all up. The best advice I can tell y'all on some real stuff is you don't have to pay for nothing in this game. You really don't. But it's good to do it in moderation on some real spill. But at the end of the day, the best advice I can give y'all is this: get out of MyTeam, get out of Park, go into tutorial, and go to 2KU. On a serious note, go to 2KU. That is the best place you can do. You guys out there that are struggling with shooting, you struggling with the feel of the game, struggling with even dribbling, any of the intricacies in the game, man, just go to 2KU and lab up. Literally, there's a tutorial right now where you can go in here and you can learn how to shoot, dribble, go learn triple threat, the passing, free throw, pick and roll, play in the post, defense, rebound, and moving off ball. You can do all that. You can learn plays. There's so much you can do in 2KU. Kevin Cruz is the one who put me on. Shout out to him. He put me on to that. You know what I'm saying? Just the basic stuff. You learn that, you can build onto the more complex stuff, man. It really is just that simple. Is getting that in, getting your reps in, whether it be in there or go online or whatnot to get the feel of that. It's all in having confidence in yourself. And also, I will say this, guys, you don't, as much as I love, shouting out the bigger names and the other content creators that do gameplay, whatnot, at the end of the day, it's how you want to play. Build your own meta. You don't have to go by somebody else's meta. You feel what I'm saying? Go by what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Be original. Don't be afraid to make that build in Park. You know what I'm saying? And spend X amount of VC you want to in Park. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you should do that. Make your build and then go try them out, test them out. But seriously though, make that build. Don't be afraid to make that build. Don't be afraid to grind out. Don't be afraid to pull those certain triggers in these modes, man. At the end of the day, it's about what you want to do. It's not called my team for a reason. It is literally your team. It's designed off of your thoughts, your feels, and your ways, man, at the end of the day. So that's it.
It's not called Our Team?
Yeah.
You said it's not called My Team.
Our team.
I thought we all decided together what team we're getting. No. All right. I got it wrong.
Jazz, this is what Jazz does. Jazz is a mess
You're
today.
He's troll me
and I'm here for it.
I thought we all decided collectively what squad we're all getting. Right. I think we can wrap. We're nearly at 2 hours, right? Is there anything we haven't covered? Is anyone
okay? I want to clear something up real quick, real fast, because I see a lot of this on Twitter. People saying that the new version of the auction house is like communist or socialist.
Oh god, I should have.
Can we get another economy lesson from Ludes?
God,
it's okay. My talk right here.
Time to get oh man, it's not. It's still it's still capitalism. Okay, it's not. Just stop saying that. It's not real. Like, it's not. Just because 2K controls it doesn't mean anything. I just want to point that out there because I'm like, at least use the words correctly. That's all I'm saying. Just use the terms correctly.
It's the verbiage more than
it's
anything.
the verbiage.
Some of y'all,
exactly. It's not. Yeah. None of that's accurate. It's still the money's going to the same place, dog.
Mm-hmm. Everything.
That's all I gotta say.
Up, down, everything. It's going to the same place.
Now, if there was no auction house and we were all just grinding for cards and there was no way to buy them, sure, you could say that. But no, it's the same. It's just going straight to 2K as opposed to having the option to spend it in more illicit ways.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to add one thing too, is like I kind of been like harsh on the people who maybe aren't happy with the new player market stuff, and just know I do understand that there were people out there who sniped their way to God squads, and I know that's probably going to be impossible. Yeah. I feel for you guys, but when I make complaints about not having competitive stuff in the mode, people always remind me, well, you're a 1%er. Well, so are the people who are no money spent with 5 million MT in the bank because they sat on the auction house. I feel you guys. Like, I know it's not the same, and you guys did get the short end of the stick here. I get it. I do feel bad for the select individuals, but I just don't think that it's the whole community or anything like that.
Yeah, I agree. It's
the auction house is missed. I do want to say that it will be missed. It will be missed. There were some highlights there. There were some lows there.
Do you miss it for sentimental value more than anything else?
For me, yeah. Not. I'm going to miss it also because of all the content that was based around it, and also basically what you could do in it. But as I see it now, we're entering in a whole new world. We're really in a whole new world.
Okay, Aladdin.
Hey, Aladdin. Hey, I was watching my dog. Hey. But we're in a whole new world, man. And now we're in the age of discovery, man. And that's the beauty about it. There's so much more to see in 2K. And I know there's not no auction house, which is a bummer, but there's more to it than that. At least that's the way I see it. I want to say one thing. Shout out to my Detroit Lions for being here. Thank you. You not only put money in my pockets, you one pride. I have pride more than ever, man. We might do some real damage this year. We're gonna win the North. That's all I got to say. Shout out to my Lions. That's it.
Let's see how that Jordan Love cap plays out. That's all I'm gonna say.
Come on, bring it, bro. We're not worried about the Packers. We're not worried about Chicago and Fields. Everybody talking about Chicago's gonna win the North. Just bring it. Jordan Love's nice, by the way. I ain't gonna lie.
I love Jazz's face every time we start talking to Maribel.
He's like whatever.
Just saying a bunch of names. I might have to try Madden out just so I can keep
Come on.
You can get us back. You could pull up and start talking about cricket, and we'll all look at you the same way.
I? What's everyone's thoughts on Sachin Tendulkar?
Is this how you feel? Because I have no idea what that is.
What did you just say? Are you cursing at me?
Is that a team or a person?
That's wild. It's an Indian cricketer from the 90s.
Okay. Yep. So no, I have no idea what's up with that.
Can you say their name again?
I wasn't around in the 90s. Jazz. I didn't even exist yet. Okay.
You barely exist now.
Yeah,
I got to look him up.
Do we have people from the 80s, people from the 90s, and people from the 2000s on here? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a multi-generational.
This podcast diverse as hell.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, not intentional.
Not intentional. That's crazy.
Guys, let us know your thoughts. Drop a comment below, whether it's about whatever electrocutions or the cards or the auction house, whatever. Let us know. We want to know your thoughts. When you guys leave a comment, by the way, it helps me build the content for next week. So even if you've been in the chat, go drop a comment. Let us know what you think. I'll drop a tweet next week as well, so you can bring up some subjects for us to discuss. We really appreciate you guys. This is the second podcast. The first one went amazing well. Hopefully this one did well as well and you enjoyed it. But subscribe. We'll be back next week.